You were?
That Scumlord
I just got,
came
look,
on.
Ace
Why did you
came
go
on.
live? I can't hear you.
You can't take your earbuds out.
Oh, take out my head.
What's up?
Oh, can you hear me now?
I still can't hear you. Wait, why? I don't know.
Turn your volume
I don't know
up.
why I can't hear you. It's one of the first times I can't hear you. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna rejoin. I'm just gonna. I'll just cancel out and I'll rejoin them.
So to everybody in the chat, I had no idea. Anybody who's watching this, sorry, no clue, or waiting, or in there, didn't know. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes! Am I loud?
Yeah, so
Okay.
man, that was fun last night, and today even.
I bet that was cool. Like, you had to feel good about yourself after, like, accomplishing that. You know, I don't know if I could do 3 hours. Even for me, that's a long time. Especially.
Well, yeah, especially with all that fucking all those people.
Yeah.
And that was my first time ever being on professional radio, on live radio too. And
You said that
I would rate myself.
1,000 people.
Huh?
Is that what that said? 160,000 people. Is that what you said?
That's what he told me. Yeah.
God.
60 countries. And he said he was astonished by the amount of hate that he was getting an hour to a half hour before the. Oh, and he said that he was having people unfollow him and sending him messages, and how I can't believe how.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You should have said no. You have no idea how bad it is.
Oh, I know. I only scratched the surface of it. I really wanted to keep it pretty simple I wanted to just touch on all these different subjects, get all these people interested, and then let them do their own research. Like the guy's like, now, like I want to believe what you have to. I interrupting you. I don't care if you believe me. I never have wanted anyone to believe me. I never said that. It's do your. I want to believe. I don't. It's not. It's. I don't need you to believe. I need you to do your own fucking research. That's what I need you to do.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I'll try. You think you can do it by yourself? I used to think that. I used to think that for years. I can do it by myself. I can do this all by myself. Until all of a sudden, your shoulders get a little heavy and your back starts to hurt.
Yeah.
And then yeah. And so I just then you have a breakdown or a breakthrough, however you want to call it, and then you realize, oh, I need everyone's help, and I need support, and even though I'm doing it alone, the support from other earthly beings, is benevolent entities, is very welcome, and I appreciate it very much.
Like they had somebody out. I was on a freaking hangout. The hangout from not yesterday, and not last night, but the night before, was still going when I woke up. The one I fell asleep in the night before last.
Oh yeah.
So they were like, jump on the call. I was like, okay. So I talked to work all the way home from work, everything, and then I had my kid go live for me here because I didn't want to wait too late because I knew you were going on, and I abandoned my hangout, dude.
Nice.
Go listen to Dan. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna put myself on mute, and I let them have it.
Well, I noticed for the first 5 to almost 10 minutes, I was I kept putting ums and uhs in there, but then I noticed
the first like 15 minutes. I couldn't get it to load.
It's good. It's good that you didn't, and then and then I all of a sudden I just went on. I noticed I went on some good rants. Yourself or something. I hate that fucking echo. Why is there an echo?
Is it gone there right now? Is it gone now?
Yeah, it's good.
It was me. Go figure. But I was trying to open the watch page, and it hasn't even loaded yet, and it already had an echo. That's crazy to me.
Some other flat earthers, they told me that they noticed that whenever I was going on a good run, starting to go on a good roll, the global scientist guy would come in and try to backtrack me and get me talking about Fantasyland and shit that doesn't exist. I kept telling him, like, dude, you're trying to get me to talk about theories that are non-existent, that they have no real there's no such thing as the things that you're trying to make me explain. Like, you're trying to make me explain things that aren't in existence. That's
Yeah, it's almost like they want you to sound crazy because people don't understand that stuff.
Hey, could you link me up to? Never mind, I'll find it.
Watch page.
Yeah.
Right. Oh shit! Hold on.
Yeah, it's only it's not even 6 o'clock over here. I've listened to the first hour of myself. First 10 minutes.
I can't do that. I don't go back and watch my
Well, near do I, but this is my first like little radio thing. I had to hear how it sounded.
I probably would too then. I just don't like to see myself on screen.
Actually, I really I don't the only time I watch my videos is when they're like usually not too much of myself on there. When I put like Terrence or Robert Anton Wilson or some other dude on there, I love watching that. Or if I mirror a video, like that one UG Krishnamurti video I uploaded and mirrored, I watched that shit like 5 times.
Sabina's radio show on. Did you miss it? Did everybody? Am I the only fucking person that watched it or listened to it?
No, I got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people told me that they.
I was like, I'm talking about last night though.
Yeah, a lot of
okay.
And people, if I don't, I mean, it's up to them. I don't really. I got plenty. I don't need to. That dude gave me a platform of 100,000 or 150,000 people. I don't really. I just do my own thing, and people. He got a hold of me.
Really?
I just don't understand how. I don't understand how. Like a year ago, actually, he got a hold of me, and I actually got his message like 4 months ago, and I was like, oh, I'm like, yo, and I checked him out on Twitter like 4 months ago. I was like, oh shit, I'm like, this dude's got like 10,000 followers and runs his own syndicated radio show. And I'm like, yeah, I should probably pay attention to this guy. And then I told him, yo, I just got your message from a year ago, like 3 months ago, and he's like, oh, okay, let's or like 2 months ago, and he's like, let's do a show. And I said like a month ago to you guys, I'm going to be on a month ago. Lo and behold, it's funny coming into you're just getting thrown into the fucking magma, into the fire. This shit fire flat earth storm here, Candy.
What?
You got all this shit coming at you. You got trolls on this side. You got gay Egyptian dicks slapping you in the back of the head over here. You got fucking. This shit was hilarious, man. Unbelievable. I love listening to Big Dread and Brother Sanchez because hey, they have more patience than I do. I can't sit there and talk to these fucking globeheads for 8 hours. That shit would make me want to. My fucking hair would go gray in a year if I did that shit.
Yeah. Oh. Hold on. I thought how do I check to see who's blocked?
Go to your fucking. Let's see here. Wait, on your Facebook?
On YouTube.
I don't know. You got to go to your settings, I guess.
Oh, I did tell her I was
Uh,
gonna do that.
yo, Candy, Candor, not Candy. Candor, is Sub Genius radio show on YouTube. It's on the iPhone app right now. I gotta check to see. I don't know if it's gonna be on YouTube, but I'm gonna download it somehow, and
I'll
then
be right back.
just mirror it upload it to my channel. Okay, Candy. And yeah, so once I get a hold of the audio file, I'm just gonna upload it to my YouTube if that's yeah, because I can upload audio files to YouTube. So once I get a hold of it, I'll do that for people if they're interested in hearing it. So it's pretty good. 75 out of 100 rating. I'm pretty strict on myself. Some Facebook gave me a 92. I was like, dude, that seems pretty fucking high, man. I was stuttering.
Dan, I
for
want to
fucking.
see your interview thing you did, but I couldn't find it on that website.
Oh, okay. I'll give it to you right now. Here. Let's see. Is this Candor? What's up, Ace?
Space. Yeah. What up? What
Oh
up?
yeah, I want to tell you. I want to say to your face, stop with your fucking weird one-worded comments on my fucking videos, like penis or sex or whatever the hell you're fucking saying.
I think I said sex one time, but definitely not penis. That's kind of, come on.
All
Gotta
right,
get
let me
that
find it.
Disney subliminal advertising here.
Let me find this for you. Yeah. Oh man. It's kind of hard. It's pretty hard talking over the radio for 3 hours about the flat Earth when you have no diagrams or visual aid to help you. But
Yeah.
did a pretty goddamn good
Did you
job.
know you were coming into that?
Of
I mean,
course,
how
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
it wasn't like a, I'm gonna call this fucking show right now. You know what I mean? You weren't just a
No, you
random
have to get.
caller, right? You were a
No, you
guest.
have to get chosen for it. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
He chose
gotcha.
me
Okay,
over a year ago.
nice, man. That's what's up.
Like you said, he called me up 3 hours before the show and he goes, just let you know, we don't just pick up we don't pick anyone here to come on our show. And I'm like, yo, I know, dude. I'm like, the first thing I was gonna say was hey, the typical, I'm honored to be part of the show here. I'm super grateful. But seriously, I was. It's 150,000 people in 160 countries, dude. That blew my mind.
Oh yeah, that's
I was like,
crazy.
okay.
That's legit. Fuck yeah, that's better than TFR.
Well, that totally is
Yeah.
complete everything that I've been working on my YouTube channel for over 3 years. Has been I got like barely 60,000 views total on all my videos combined. So I already tripled the amount of my entire work for the past 3 years in a matter of 3 hours last night. So I'm fucking
That's
pumped
crazy.
about that.
Yeah, and you got like outlines and everything. Hey, Candy.
Oh shit! Wait, I'm on the volume. I'm so stupid. Ace, you better not snipe my shit. I'll whip your ass. I'll take myself all the way to Colorado and whip your ass.
You know, it's great. I left there and I came back to talk to you and say, hey, did you see that? And I heard whatever in the background. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, what are you listening to? I was like, no way. Is this really happening? So I went back and checked it out.
So you heard it.
I don't care. That was pretty freaking awesome. I don't care. I mean, I know it was troll as fuck, but that was pretty cool. That was like straight up takeover. That's why I don't fuck around with those people, man. I'm like nice to
Are
them
you
and
kidding
stuff.
me?
You know?
That shit's fucking. That's literally.
It's
That's the
horrible.
only thing he does. That
I
still
know.
impresses you. It's been over 3 years, and that still impresses you.
No,
Damn, dude, you gotta.
no, not at all. The fact that he did it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, is this really happening
the fact that he
right now?
did it.
I've never seen him
That's what
do
he
that
does.
and then start talking at the end. Never seen that happen.
You don't understand what he does?
What he does. That's
I know
what
he
he
snipes
does.
people. I've never seen him hop on and
The
hijack the
only
show.
thing he does. That's the only thing.
I don't pay
he does.
attention to him, so
Yeah,
you know,
I don't
I just
need to pay attention to him, and I don't pay
yeah,
attention to him, and I still know what he does.
right.
On my
Yeah,
very first
he did it
hangouts,
to me.
on my very first hangouts, he did it to me.
Me too. My
For a
very first.
hangout, and I went for even longer, and I made sure I made fun of him for a fucking hour straight. He disappears. Doesn't want to deal with me anymore.
Right.
What a surprise!
I'm with you
totally
on
not
there,
used to
man.
that. I'm totally not used to people being scared away by my intensity. I'm not. I don't do it on purpose. I'm not conscious of my behavior at all.
Oh my God, was Ace?
I'm
Were
a
you
total
here when I
wacko. I'm
did-
crazy.
Were you here when I did that impression of Dan last night?
No, no, I don't think so.
Oh my
But
God.
if you remember how it goes,
I love it.
Well, it looked a lot like this. Hold on. What the fuck, man? Look into my eyes, man. You see my fucking eye, you fucking fucker? Don't fuck with me. You hear me? You fucker.
The eyes.
I
the
don't
eyes
pay
are
the
the
toll
windows
to no
the soul.
troll.
The windows to the
troll.
soul. Isn't it so funny that all the best trolls, they always stay behind the screen and they don't
Yep.
show them their faces. They don't show
Wow.
their peepers. They don't give their real name. It's
She's sweet.
quite simple. Oh, that's a beautiful little puppy.
But you are one of the cool kids. Everybody here is at the table with the cool kids.
Oh, let me hook you up here. Here you go. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's see here.
Yeah, if you got that link though, that'd be legit.
Yeah.
I'm sick of
No,
trolls
I,
drive by my channel.
Yeah, what's his face? Yeah, Tim Osman. Yeah, he did that the first, like my first 2 or 3 hangouts, and then when I just kept coming right back at him, immediately he's never spoken to me since. It's hilarious. And same thing with that Lord Stephen Christ troll. See, these are all the same. They come out of the same mold. He started popping up. Oh, as soon as he started popping up on channel, and then I just come at him, and then you see him making funny, and then he makes videos about, and then he makes videos on his channel about you, his channel, and comment on your own video, then mirror the video that he made about you and bring it onto your channel, and then promote yourself. Look, this idiot is uploading. I don't even know who these people are. I've never watched any of their videos. And watched the only one I did was the one of myself, and then I mirrored it. That's all. That's easy. You see how easy it is. Just keep relishing in it. Just keep going at them. They have no spine. They're spineless, soulless pieces of shit.
They really are. It was a drive-by trolling. You got it, damn. I thought somebody said they were on LSD in the chat, like the LSD, Lord Stephen Christ. It kind of like I saw it out the corner of my eye. I thought somebody was saying they were on LSD. Mark Sargent thought I was on shrooms last night, dude.
Good grief! I asked the host if he was sober when he witnessed extraterrestrials. I'm like, were you sober? I laughed out loud when I heard myself ask him that. And I looked at the chat room and people were laughing. He's like, he just asked the host if he was sober when he witnessed the extraterrestrials. It's like, oh boy. Oh, yo, Ace, I hooked you up with the link right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it in the chat right now. But something just happened and I have to reopen the chat. How perfect. That's not, is it? Yeah, that'll work.
Old man, look at my life. I'm 24 and there's so much more. It don't mean that much to me. It mean that much to you.
on. I can't get the chat back open. That shit's fucked up. No, that's not even what I want to do. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Yes, I'm talking to my computer, so what? Like I'm not the one hitting the wrong buttons. It is.
All right, let's check out. I mean, I haven't eaten anything all day. I haven't. I barely drank anything all day.
I'm about to drink.
Man,
though.
that radio show got me all fucking hyped up, man. I'm like, I barely.
Oh shit!
I couldn't fall asleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe even like 4. I felt like accomplished. I felt like relieved. Like I can take a break. But
I bet.
I've been at this for mid 2014, like officially, like out of the flatter's closet, and it's like it's a long time. And like I said, 160,000 people literally triples
so
the amount of
I mean, so loud. I mean, that's a lot of people.
That triples the amount of my YouTube viewers total in one night.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Okay, it must have been my headphones then. Thank you, Trump.
Yeah, we're all staticky a little bit. Got 23 watching.
Really?
Praise Bob. I even put a little Sub Genius plug in there. I'm like, I had to throw him off with a little bit of the.
Well, I was trying all that time to open the chat so I can drop your link in there, and then I opened the chat and I see you did it. And I was like, what the hell? You made me work all that time and you did it yourself.
Oh,
like,
my bad.
Thanks. I told you I was trying to put it in the chat and I couldn't get it open.
Yeah, that was good. Dave is a cool guy, cool Canadian fella. I snuck in a couple pipe rips, and I had 2 drinks on the show. Sucker, you can't stop me. I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm rolling. No more ums and uhs. I'm just stream of consciousness, freaking.
Yeah, sometimes
Dude,
it makes
you know
me
how
worse.
hard it is for me not to swear?
Oh my god, I was
3
so
whole
scared
hours.
of that. I was so scared.
That's another thing. Literally, I was talking to people beforehand, and I kept saying fucking and saying shit, and I was like, oh no, I'm like, how am I gonna turn this off? I'm like, I gotta remember, be a Jedi, Dan. Remember your teaching days when you turned off your swearing. And I'm like, Wang Falkenbach, yes. But I had to turn myself into Wang Falkenbach, and I as Pancho Pete would say, Wang Falkenbach.
You were a teacher?
Yeah, I was a teacher's aide for 2 years and a private tutor for a year.
Oh wow, that's cool.
The private tutor was after the teacher's aide, and that was a stroke of luck and genius how I came across that. I actually got that private tutoring job when I was a homeless comedian in Los Angeles, living out of my car.
Wow. See, there's hope everywhere, right, Ace? He must have been thinking positive vibes.
I always think positive vibes.
When he got that job.
God. Oh, dude, I was it was
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I was actually playing. I went to the YMCA every single day because I was living out of my Mustang, so I had to go shower there and take play some basketball, get my muscles stretched, and I would make friends that way as well. And so I was playing this very large colored man one-on-one. Literally, he was like 6'6", and we ended up playing a best out of 3 up to 7, and I beat him the first time, and he beat me the second time, and then of course we go to the third best of 3 to settle it, and it went down to the last shot, and I beat him with a Kobe fadeaway in his face, and I'm like, hey, I'm going down to this was like freaking 2010. I'm like, I'm going down to San Diego because I needed to go down to San Diego to see my friend who actually, this is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm staying right now. So all like 7 years ago, I went to go visit the place that I'm at right now. My pretty much my best friend Sean.
Guess who's live now?
It all comes full
Who?
circle. Who?
The Morgile.
Oh man. Well, looks like we should we get off then because Morgile's on, or what do you think?
I think he's stepping on our toes.
He
I
said,
think he should
yeah,
show
I'm
his
about
shit
to
now.
put that in his chat. Y'all all do that. How about that? Morgile needs to bring
Oh,
it
yeah.
back over here.
Oh, it's ridiculous. There's literally Jamie Brown's always fucking going pretty much every other day. There's this new flat Earth Iron dude who's live now. He's been live all day today. He's got like 10 people watching him.
PM, although, of course, there was a lingering twilight for quite a while. Although now that it's 9:06 p.m., the sun has completely set for me, and the waxing crescent moon is many degrees above the horizon.
Yeah, I can fucking hear it.
Really doesn't make any sense in the heliocentric model. So I want to try to sort of highlight these events and document them, and get the community's take on them. Or you say you're streaming now? Well, why don't y'all can merge over here if you want, or I can go over there one. It doesn't matter to me. What I wanted to try to do while we still have time, because I reckon we probably have, well, at least for me, another at least hour or two before the moon sets. And, of course, the longer the moon is visible, somebody's saying it's 6 p.m. Friday or Saturday.
The sun and the moon are coming closer together too, by the way. I noticed.
Right now.
Really?
They're gonna eclipse soon. They're gonna eclipse soon.
A little less than an hour ago, and the twilight has been completely gone for about 20 minutes. And the crescent moon is it's hard to say just gauging by the eye. And I don't
it's
have
about the 6% crescent moon.
sextant or anything, but it's at least a dozen, maybe 2 dozen degrees over the horizon line, which is just totally freaking incompatible with the heliocentric model. Candy, if you want to, let's see, do you want to Facebook me or just email me or whatever a link, and then I can merge over to your channel and invite everybody that's watching here to come over there. That might be better. I didn't know that you were live.
Rob said you stepping on Candy's toes.
That's so funny. Well, that's, oh my gosh. Just have him, I don't know, just either merge over to his.
We could observe the moon over the
He's been on here before. He's real cool.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Did he say something about? Did he just say stepping on toes?
No. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I swear he did.
No.
It's a
Oh, he
joke.
might have read Rob's comment. Let me see.
Yeah. Okay, I heard it. That was funny.
What a kind-hearted man.
Place where the moon should be, according to the heliocentric model, relative to the Earth. And
You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm starting my own live channel.
I always love how sometimes Morgile sounds drunk. I'm not sure if he is or not, but sometimes he sounds like it. Yeah. Oh, I love it. He's just going off on Globebusters sometimes. It's good stuff. He has good rants a lot of times. Jaren does too, but Jaren doesn't talk enough, if you ask me.
Jaren doesn't talk enough? I noticed that too. I said that yesterday when he was doing that ISS stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes he'll have like one little 1 minute rant. Every Sunday is about it. Yeah.
I just read Pancho Pete come in and he said, Wag Falkenbach. Every fucking time I laugh. I read that every time and I laugh. I gotta change my name to fucking Wang Falkenbach.
The heliocentric model. So real quick, if you guys just want to hang on 10 seconds, I'm going to run out front, take a look at the moon, see where it's at, and then we may be, I guess, merging this over to another channel if that's not too much of an inconvenience for y'all. But just give me 10 seconds. I'm going to go take a look at the moon, and if anybody in chat wants to take a look for yourself, if you're on the East Coast, you know, it's well after sunset now, and the moon is pretty much due west, obviously. But
Yeah.
let me just go look and see how far above the tree line it still is. Be right back.
It's a waning crescent moon, I believe it, and it's a
6%.
barely tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny little
So when
sliver.
the fuck
And
did that ever come a thing?
what do you mean? It's always been a thing. It's called
I've
God's
never
fingernail.
really.
It's called God's
You
fingernail.
know what? I think that I just didn't pay attention to things like that before.
Oh, that's a simple misunderstanding. You never heard of the God's fingertip, the God's fingernail, and that represents the crescent moon.
There, way above the tree line, there's not a trace of,
I can't see shit. It's cloudy as heck right now.
I'm actually, yeah. See, when the sun sets, when the sun sets or actually goes beyond our view, goes away from us, vanishes over the horizon.
space.
It's now, since it's becoming summertime, the moon is right behind the sun. So when the sun is setting, the moon is right behind the sun now, at least where I am.
Yep, real close to each other. Yeah, but for the last day or two,
Exactly.
you couldn't see the moon.
Been
It's
driving-
weird. There's they have a world record for the quickest someone has ever spotted the new moon after it went completely black. You know what I mean?
No, that's cool. Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's it's over a day. It's like closer to 2 days or closer to 3 days. Here, let's just look it up instead of guessing.
I'm gonna go get a drink of water and look outside real quick. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
If anybody out there has a decent camera that you're able to live stream from, like I would do it from my smartphone, but the moon literally doesn't show up at all. That's how crappy my camera is on my phone. So if anybody that's out there listening or on the panel with you, Candy, it'd be a great thing to live stream from if you've got a sort of a high resolution digital camera. But I mean, if anybody can go outside and take a look at this yourself right now, is again it's a 6%.
All right, here it is, guys.
And right now it's
The record for seeing the moon when it was barely a sliver was 40 hours. So almost 2 full days. And this guy's like special equipment and everything, and he was just aiming at the sky, kind of guessing where it was going to be.
show you guys some images of what I'm seeing here.
And that was with infrared filters and everything. So 40 hours. But yeah, for the human eye to be able to see it, it seems like it takes closer to 36. Interesting.
Keep in mind is the scale. Now, in terms of the distance to from the
I can't believe I haven't sent this link yet. I'm so stupid. What the fuck?
Of course, the sun would be like miles away in this scale. It's just to kind of give you an idea.
Am I the only one still here? Guess Candy's gone.
Hey, what's up?
Shoot, chilling. What you doing?
I have my camera on, but it's too dark in here.
All right, I'm gonna get ODD up in here real quick. All right, let's see. Damn, why can't I add people to the chat? The fuck? Oh man, that sucks.
Yo, Candy. 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 Candy.
I showed up when she left, Dan.
Oh, she did. Why the fuck
What's up,
she
Dan?
leave?
How you doing?
What's up, Carl? Nice talking to you.
Good to talk to you. I don't know if I've been in a hangout with you before.
I don't think we have ever been facially or audibly acquainted.
Well, it's a pleasure.
I always appreciate your kind comments, Carl.
I
I really
joined
do.
in. Well, thank you. I appreciate your tenacity.
Good word.
That's a good word. But yeah, I joined in. I was just in the store. I bumped into an old friend, and I watched on the YouTube page real fast before I joined, but I didn't see Candy leave.
So where does she go, Ace?
I'm guessing her connection died or phone turned off, or what was she using? There she is. Hopefully we'll have a surprise visitor soon. Yo.
Probably
Whoa!
explain yourself.
Back? The fuck?
Whoa.
What? Don't worry. Don't worry.
Be
Take it
happy now.
easy. No need to
Don't
hurry.
worry, be happy now.
No,
That was a goofy ass music video. Remember that?
I'm not gonna say where I posted this on John's. Shit. I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that.
What are you freaking out about now?
Because I can't message him on Facebook. Somehow it's not. It's telling me when I try to message him that he's not available.
Don't worry. I'm sure it'll sort itself out in any minute. Just calm down.
I'm saying I don't like where I posted the link. I'm gonna put it in the side chat where I posted that link.
Because of the fact that the heliocentric model is so
Not safe.
Yeah. What's up, ODD?
No way.
What up?
Dude, what up, ODD? Finally, we are acquainted audibly and visually.
Yeah, man. I usually don't do these, but what's cracking with y'all? How many people are in this hangout?
Candy,
Four,
could you turn Morgile down a little bit?
I did. It's off.
Yeah. That's just people chilling, really, you know, kind of like hanging out, smoking weed.
Well, there's a whole bunch of people live right now. I think Brother Sanchez was live. I think he stopped. He might be. I think he's still going, actually. Let's see here. There's a whole bunch of people. Morgile's going to... Actually, Morgile's coming over this, so stay on this, dude.
Here.
All right.
The Morgile.
What are you up to, ODD?
Nothing, man. I'm chilling in my garage. I just got this new vape.
Nice.
Puffing on the vape.
Nice, dude. Good to see you, man. I really I love your work, dude. You know I'm always bumping your fucking music on my Hangouts and shit, dude. Oh.
I like your work too, Dan.
Dude,
Damn it! I forgot again.
ODD, this fool was on a radio show with like 150,000 people yesterday. Like a real radio show, bro.
Real?
Yeah.
Dan was?
For 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I repped the Flat Earth on a radio syndicate in Canada, top 10, 160 countries, 160,000 viewers. And I gave you a shout out too. It was a tiny one, but I said I fit ODD behind B.O.B. I said B.O.B. is an artist, celebrity, rapper. I go ODD. I fit that in.
Nice, man.
We're going.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Is it on your channel?
I'll put it right here. I'll put it right. No, it just happened last night, so.
yeah,
it's
you
right
gotta
here.
go to their
And I'll post it in
website.
I'll post it in the chat room too, right there.
He can't see the side chat since he just got here.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
now hush.
Yeah,
for like
you're right.
1 minute. I have to play my intro.
Well, you're. Oh, sorry.
Mute yourself, boy.
What?
He really did. I told you I'd police your ass, didn't I?
Hey, I'm respectful on other people's channels usually, you know.
Let me try that again once you're 4 shots in. Hold up.
No.
Shush it. Get out of here.
Hey, do I sound?
No.
She is just illusions.
There's no revolutions, the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them. They treat us like subhumans.
I know all these words and that.
Everything goes in circles, but there's no revolutions. They create the problems, then they offer the solutions. We're nothing but going to them. They treat us like subhumans. Repeat after me. I am not free. They're lying to you. They're lying to me. What are they hiding? I'm dying to see. Why is it God that they're trying to be? The acquisition of wealth and power is what they know. They've always been among us, they own us, they run the show. When it comes to making a difference, we ain't moving. Freedom is a fallacy, you're just a free-range human.
Hey.
You live as a slave, and that's just a matter of fact.
Hey.
See change, forget all the games, we're gonna just have to attack. This is a world of respect. Not for the cowardly, not for the weak. Only the strong come along for the ride. Won't be so simple, I'm not gonna lie. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna
Hey, I don't want to hear my own music.
You said you don't want to hear it?
He doesn't want to hear his own
That's
music.
gotta be
Kenny.
freaking crazy.
I didn't.
I know, like, and then we're all like singing it with like, you must feel like a fucking rock star right now.
Are you for real though? Like, you don't like to listen to your own music?
No, I don't. I'm on the hangout with you guys, man. I'm just a regular.
Yeah, but see, ever since I told you I was gonna start playing that at the beginning of my shit, I forgot every time.
Yeah, you need to get on that.
Every time.
Shit, I gotta do something like that, man. Freaking. Oh, that's funny. Oh man.
I was gonna say,
So
I've been sitting in here writing a song all night. I just finished my last song for the album, song number 10. I'm trying to get
Finally.
Payday Monsanto to do the chorus, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out.
Yo, is the song? I haven't seen what you posted on SoundCloud, but I got a notification. Is it that new song that I commented on that you made a video about a long time ago? You're supposed to do a collab with somebody. Which one did you put on, or the new one that you put on YouTube?
I just put on that one that I did with Amber Plaster that I heard her sing. But,
Oh, okay.
I haven't put any new music from the album up lately at all. So.
Well, you need to put that song
Breaking
that
the Law.
you did with somebody. I don't even know who it was. It had like a techno kind of like a dubstep kind of something in it. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
you need to put it on
I'll put it-
SoundCloud.
yeah, that's Games
one-
Exposed. I'll put that up.
Ooh, that was one of my favorite ones, actually.
Yeah, I
Games
really like
Exposed
your
to?
part in
Yeah,
that.
that was cool.
He was responsible for the whole thing. He made the beat and all that. Sent me the stuff with his vocals on it, So I was like, hell yeah.
Is that freedom lies, no precious size, no king dies, no being dies? That song was fucking
Yeah.
sick, dude. I love
Bro, sounds scary.
Who did that?
That dude is
this shit was
from,
incredible, dude.
That dude is from.
I have to switch
Romania.
devices, y'all, so I can go outside. It's Iron Man time. Yo.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that guy's
Odie
got a
doesn't
good
know
channel
what
too.
Iron Man is.
She's obsessed with
On my
Iron Man. She's her
channel.
favorite, Ah, shit. I forgot what I was going to say now, Candy. Damn it. I had a question for Odie.
I'm good for that.
Shite.
I'll make you forget things. There he is.
Yeah, but Colorado's going down. It's going to be the hometown of the FE, I'm telling you.
Oh.
Just watch.
Morgile.
Hey guys, what's up, Mike Jack?
What up?
TV. Hang on, I got to. I've got like a major my headphones. I've got to like hold them up and let them unwind. Hang on.
Colorado, man. Great times. I loved living there. I lived in Colorado Springs for 6 months.
Somebody took a picture. Oh man, hold on.
Somebody took a picture of my license plate today. Y'all, I'm going to tell this story one more time, and I promise this is the last time. I don't know who I told it to already, but
I don't think I've heard
the
it.
moon looks so cool. Seeing,
Is that the story about the moon looking cool? All right.
shit, I didn't realize y'all were looking at my door.
You have the NASA Lies license plate, right?
Yeah, I'm about to show y'all in a minute.
Oh, that is freaking... I don't know how you got away with that.
Pocket there.
I love it.
In front of it. All right, hold up.
So how's everyone doing here? John Morgile, the Morgile.
Yeah, doing well, man. I just wanted to do. I was just sort of possessed to do a little impromptu hangout or whatever because I just keep noticing these pesky crescent moons that somehow stay well over the horizon far after sunset. So I just figured I'd keep a track of it tonight, and I wanted to see if the same thing occurs. Well, obviously for other people on the East Coast, but I wanted to see if the same thing is going to occur for those of you guys, further and further west.
It does. It happened to me last night. I noticed it too. I was trying to find the moon. I couldn't find it for the past couple of days. Finally, yesterday, after the sun sets, you see the moon is right behind it, following it. You can see it as it's in the sky. You just gotta look for it right after the sun sets. You'll see it in the west. I'm in San Diego.
Awesome. Yeah, and so I'm just curious to see if the same thing's going to happen for you guys tonight as well. I mean, I'm assuming that it would, but
I'll record it.
Yeah, definitely. And I've tried, but my camera sucks so bad. Like, oh, NASA Lies, that's great.
Bam.
Yeah, my camera sucks so bad. Whenever I try to record the moon, it looks like I don't know, just something awful.
Oh shit, that scared the hell out of me. Fucking dog.
Something happened to my P900. It's freaking, when I try to zoom up on stars, it doesn't really focus anymore. It used to completely focus in the past, but now I can't. It's all fuzzy, and it's pissing me off because I want to record it and the stars on my own channel, but it's
yeah.
Okay, ODD. This is Iron Man. You can just imagine what's in there, okay?
Is that an old school lunchbox?
Yes, I found it, and I love Iron Man. Like I'm obsessed with Tony Stark. It's that kind of day. That's Iron Man time. So everybody that watches knows what that means. Like, I forgot that you're not like really around to hear that. So yeah, John, I passed by your house 6 times this week.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I've been working in Asheville.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Oh, well, next time just give us a call.
Well, I tried to send you a message on Facebook, but it keeps saying that. Did you delete the app on your phone?
You know what? I probably did because my new phone is a piece of crap and it only has like so much memory on it, so I don't think I've got Facebook Messenger on my phone anymore.
Because
it's probably put it on there though.
It's telling me to send you an invite, and it says you're not available. That's why I had to just post the link on your wall, and I was kind of scared to do that.
Yeah, it was such crap because like I went to install something like necessary, and it was like, oh, you have to uninstall something in order to do this because that's literally how crappy my phone is. So like whatever applications I have on there, I'm pretty much stuck with. But I'll try to see if I can delete some crap in my cache and reinstall Facebook Messenger. So a tornado stole my good phone.
Man, somebody stole my Note 5.
How the hell do you get your phone stolen, amateur?
It was just a freak thing, man. I went over to a friend's house and like it was really, really windy. And when we got there, I just barely like went to open the door, and the door flung itself open like and almost come right off the hinges. And I was like, damn. And the next thing I knew, my phone had been in my lap. I was like looking all over my phone. My phone was gone, and I didn't know it at the time, but I was literally like right underneath the tornado. I found out there was a tornado there like when I got home like a couple hours later. And so I guess what happened was when I opened that door, you know, the low pressure or whatever just sucked everything out, including my phone, because it was literally, I called it, it was nowhere to be found at all. It must have gone like, I don't know, 500 freaking yards into the woods or some crap. I really don't know.
it went over the curvature.
I heard you say that on one of your videos, and I swear I thought you were joking that your phone got taken by a tornado.
No, I was literally being serious, as crazy as it sounds. And what really made me mad is, you know, I've got a stupid prepaid track phone, and the only reason I keep it is because I've got service on the damn thing until the year 2036, even if I never put another dollar on it. Yeah, and so I keep it just for that. But I had just bought a new phone because my old one, I had cracked the face. So this one was literally like a month or so old. And I had paid for like the extra warranty and all this crap. And when I told them what happened, they deactivated my entire account with them. And like I had to go through all kind of hoops just to get my service back. Because, you know, I've been paying into it for years to where I've got like, you know, a 15-year service date or whatever it is. Almost 20.
That's a gut sinking feeling when you fuck your phone up, like that instant. Oh man, Christmas Day, I was charging my like top of the line Bluetooth earpiece. You know, I went all out because I use it all the time, and freaking charging it on the ground, and of course I step on it, and just you know, $250 just like that. So, oh well.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah.
I gotta tell
Quick
you
moment of silence to all the broken phones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go run outside really quick and take another look at the moon, see where it's at, because it's about 9:30 now. I want to see how far it's declined and see how far it still is above the horizon.
Whoa, it's still up at 9:30, dude. That's pretty.
I'm looking at it right now.
Pretty late.
It's way above the trees. I'm looking at it. I'm outside.
Okay.
There's a blizzard
my locale.
in Colorado.
No shit, right? You think that's gonna last all weekend? I'm looking right now. It looks. Yeah, we haven't had this kind of snow for all year.
It was like 87 here today. Something shit like that. So hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it started off as 80 about 11 o'clock this morning.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding. Yeah, it blew in. Just went. Started snowing. Big fat snowflakes.
Hell yeah.
Damn. All right, y'all listen. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay. Go ahead, because my story's long.
I was going to say, if anybody needs to, if you ever lose your phone or break your phone, just go to a movie theater, go to the front desk and say, I just saw a movie and I lost my phone. They got a tub full of them. You just be like, there's mine right there.
You could just guess any model. Yeah. It's iPhone.
The funny thing is, I went to see Get Out when it came out, and I left my fucking phone sitting in there, and it was like slid in between the seat when the seat folded up. Whatever, I guess it would be folded. Whatever. When the seat came back up, it could. You know how long it took me to find that motherfucker, and I knew right where I was sitting because it was dark as hell in there, but it was there. Then I lost it right a week later. I left it in the mall in the picture booth. I left it on the fucking seat in there. Oh, fucking pissed, man. It was a Note 5.
In the picture booth.
Yeah, bro, because when I sat down, I sat down on my hard phone. So I was like, fuck this thing, and I took it out of my pocket, and I set it down, and then I forgot about it. I don't know. I forgot. Went back the next morning.
I just forgot.
Candy, can you turn up ODD a little bit?
I can when I get back in the house.
Oh, okay.
Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume.
Do I need to get closer to the mic?
Get closer.
I mean,
it is a little low.
I just read the chat and somebody said turn up ODD. I was just appeasing the crowd.
Sometimes I put my phone all far away from my voice.
Yeah, you could hear the difference then when you did that.
But in your videos, it sounds so professional.
That's that auto tune.
Yep, auto tune.
ODD, you gotta wait. I gotta get on a track, and you gotta auto tune the hell out of it.
No, ODD. The first time I heard ODD on SoundCloud, I didn't really use SoundCloud before that too much, just once in a while. Oh my God. So look, after his songs played, this fucking country song started playing, and this dude was jamming to like some, I don't even listen to country, so I don't know. I think it was like a
because I
little,
liked that song.
oh, okay, so, but look, the whole time I was like, it was a Luke Bryan
song.
Yeah, look, I was like, I didn't know he could sing like this, and I was jamming to it for like 3/4 of the song, and then I was like, dude, this does not sound like ODD, so I looked at my phone, it was in my pocket, I was at work, I was like, no, I feel like a fucking asshole. No secret.
I gotta smoke.
Man,
That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna start a record label with all the different genres, and the first guy I'm gonna put on is the country dude.
Oh, do you know that country dude or something? Was he part of your song or what?
There's a guy named Josh King. He's a truth seeker, and he adds a little bit of truth into his lyrics, but he's not going full on like I am. He's pretty tight, man. I don't like country that much, but I liked his words.
Oh yeah, I remember
Like,
that question.
so it's like chemtrails killed my dog, and UFOs abducted my wife, and I'm told.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
And they took your jobs.
And this is why Mark Sargent thought I was on shrooms last night.
Kenny, could you, Kenny, when you go inside, can you
Yeah.
turn yourself down?
You be, girl, man.
You are loud as a motherfucker.
I could barely hear ODD in Morgile.
You know why though? I didn't realize that I had my phone like sitting on my shoulder. That's why.
Like a pirate and a
ODD, I gotta ask you, what's going on with Payday Monsanto? Why can't you collaborate with him on your last track?
He's on the road right now, and he's actually in Colorado Springs, close to me, and he wants to do a video for They Live, We Sleep. And I was like, hell yeah. And but I asked him earlier if he has his recording stuff set up, and he said no. And I was like, all right, well, maybe if I could get you up to my little studio setup, you could do something for me. But if he doesn't make it out here, then I can't. But I want to meet up with him to do this video, man. It sounds like one of the coolest things that I could do.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Payday Monsanto. I was listening to him when we both were Globeheads.
Yeah, me too. Sheeple of America.
Oh yeah, man. I couldn't believe when I first saw the picture of him in the videos. I'm like, dear God, what is he, younger than me?
So young. Yeah, so young, huh?
The moon went down a little, John.
Yeah, I know. I just checked it like 6 minutes ago, and it's still, I would say, I don't know, 3 or 4 degrees above the tree line, which consists of another 3 degrees. So yeah, I figure it's still 6 or 7 degrees above the horizon, and it's almost 10 o'clock. So
Yeah.
What does time and date say it's supposed to be? Did you check that?
Moon set?
Yeah.
I can check. Hang on.
Just curious, because sometimes they have it pretty close, and sometimes it's way off.
Yeah, check out my shirt, guys. You ever see this one before?
Wait.
Earth is flat, confirm.
Oh man.
What's the picture?
It's the picture's like, I don't really know, man. It's kind of weird. It's like a ball, but it's got all this weird shit in the middle of it. I don't really know. I was always wondering what the fuck
It looks like the shit that's in Ace's glasses, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, you know, me and my cousin try to figure out what that said. Yeah.
And plus, I got Powerland's muscle shirt, brainwash with the
Yo,
with the CGI.
Yo, tell ODD what I was wearing yesterday.
Nothing. I don't know what.
Pink bikini.
Oh, bitches don't remember.
Pink bikini is my guess.
The fucking pink NASA Live shirt. I told y'all I got it from ODD.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which one? I got like 3 of them. One has a clown, other 2 have a snake. One has a full body snake, and one has a snake head.
Now one of them motherfuckers. What are you talking about?
I think it's the snake head. I think it's
No,
the snake head.
It's just got the NASA thing on it, and it says lies.
Okay, so looking at this is
Oh, that's so cool.
timeanddate.com. Today being
I want that shirt.
Today being the 28th, it's saying that the moon's supposed to be 8.1% illuminated, but it's saying that the moon set should be at 10:50. That's 10:50, like almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, for Spartanburg, which is crazy, but that makes sense because I mean it's still a good, at least maybe close to 10 degrees over the horizon right now at a quarter to 10. So
hey John, since I'm not that far from you, check what the time is supposed to be for me. It's Dallas 28034.
28034. Okay, hang on.
So what, you guys are trying to question the mainstream narrative, or am I missing something?
Nah,
no,
we
just
would never
confirm
do
it.
that.
We're just trying to confirm it. Oh, ODD, that bro made a freaking response video to you, man. You know that, Cody?
No way.
Just now.
The Cody guy?
Yeah, I skimmed through it. He didn't really say much, but and then of course he throws in one or two insults. But yeah, he got 600
that's
messages.
the messed up shit. I was so respectful on my reply. My reply was so respectful. This dude,
it really was.
All his minions have been attacking my channel. I've never had so many dislikes on a video before so quickly. I think Cody is paying for dislikes.
Get closer.
Somebody just shared in my group. These extraordinary flat earthers. His reply to you, ODD. Somebody wants me to respond to him for you.
Well, hi, Carl.
Of course, you've got these people out there with dozens of accounts, and they'll just go and thumbs down videos. Like it happens all the time. Like as soon as I upload a video, it'll get like a dozen thumbs down almost immediately, and then over an hour it'll get hundreds of thumbs up. And it's almost as if there's like this. I've got groupies of freaking haters, which is sort of a weird thing. You know what I mean? Like where else can you find people that like follow people around to like just like throw garbage at them? And
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't know, like it's like the groupies on opposite day or something. Are you?
Hey!
Oh, pull over.
No, and ODD, to answer your question, we're trying to see how late we can view the crescent moon past sunset. Because technically we shouldn't be able to see the crescent moon at all, past twilight at the very most, and yet it looks like the damn thing's going to set at 10:45, at least on the East Coast. So
keep in mind too, when it's a new moon like this, it's over the northern tropics. You know what I mean? And then when it goes to be the full moon, that it goes from tropic to tropic each month.
Right. Yep.
So, being that it's on the northern tropic,
I was switching devices. Was there a time difference?
You would see the moon later than you would think. You know what I mean? That's all. That's what I mean. But of course, it still doesn't fit with the original model. But what I'm saying is, it makes sense to see it later, assuming that it's on it. It's the highest in the sky, and it's moving the slowest. You know what I mean by that? Kind of like how the sun does in the summer. The moon's doing what the sun does in summer right now, yet the sun is doing what it does during the equinox time. Closer to the summer, you're going to see that crescent moon closer to the sunset time. You feel me? And then in the winter, it's going to be almost simultaneous.
Yeah, check this out. I got I put a diagram together. Let me see if I can share my screen.
And then I'm wondering, is there a special relation of the moon on its weird up and down zigzag path of the ecliptic, and then the sun when it hits a certain spot in its path on the ecliptic, and then the moon's at its, you know what I mean? Is that when it's causing eclipses? You know, can they predict it that way?
Yeah, well, one thing's for sure is that solar and lunar eclipses are both predictable in terms of like they'll always go through perfect repeating cycles, you know what I mean? So that's how they can predict them.
Right.
A lot of people seem to think that they can predict eclipses and such based on mathematics, but the mathematics was merely constructed around the observations. You know, it was
Correct.
used to describe reality. And so, yeah, it's more long-term, meticulous observations of perfect cycles that allows them to predict eclipses. Right. But, you know, and what exactly is occurring, you know...
well, the thing is, though, look, the heliocentric model cannot have perfect cycles because you have all this interplay of gravitational forces should be throwing shit out of whack. You should not have tens of thousands of years of the sun and moon going the exact same fucking speed every day in, day out, stars all the same, you know what I mean? So just by virtue of the fact that there are cycles, man, come on, mechanical, orbital mechanics, you might get one or two orbits of, like, say, the moon and the Earth around the sun, but then it all falls apart, even in simulation. And I used to play around with 3D software years and years ago, and I remember trying to make my own little Earth and moon, and you know what I mean? And you always had to start the simulation. Like, you couldn't take a sun and then take what would be the Earth and throw it past the sun, and then the sun captures the Earth and it goes in a perfect circle. That never happens.
Right, and well, and what's even more bizarre is the way that they claim that planets are formed, which is essentially, you know, you've got stars that are formed somehow out of nebula, which is a whole nother conundrum. But then, like, once the stars exit their birthing nebula, they carry with them a like perfect planar ring of gas and dust with them, and that gas and dust somehow at some point coalesces into little bits that turn into bigger snowballing bits and then eventually planets. But that whole process is like completely nonsensical because for one thing, you can't have diffuse gases in the vacuum of space, and for another thing, you know, gases where the Earth once was, or like where the Earth is now, if that was all gas, if the Earth was all gas spread out over, you know, billions of square miles around the sun, it wouldn't have the mass and density in order to reciprocate the sun's gravitational pull, and so it would just simply evaporate into space or lose its orbital you know, relationship with the sun immediately. So basically the whole story of planet formation is just ridiculous. And yeah, in terms of this sort of like orbital thing happening by chance, it doesn't make you know, much sense. It's like one in a million, right? Especially
not from a big bang where all of the material is being ejected outwardly in a spray, if you will, kind of like a shotgun. There's no reason for one of those particles to kind of slow down and be attracted to another. And then next thing you know, we have planets and asteroids come in all different directions. Everything should be moving the same direction in the universe. I mean, and it seems so simple now, you know, but I guess when you're first looking into it, just doesn't make sense. It's a fairy tale. They got us believe in a fairy tale.
Right, because common sense observation of the stars would never lead anyone to believe that they are, you know, objects traveling in different directions at super high velocities. I mean, the stars appear to be stationary, and if you watch them over time, they appear to be going around the North Pole star in perfect circles. But other than that, you know, nobody, you know, under normal circumstances would conclude that we must be on some high velocity sphere spinning around, orbiting the sun, you know, orbiting the galaxy, flying through space. I mean, that is all just made up fairy tale stuff in order to really fill a philosophical bent or bias towards a sort of godless, chaotic universe, which is the way that science wants to go. Science will not humor the idea that there's anything meaningful or special or central or unique about Earth or people or life. They want us to think that it's all meaningless, and if everything in this galaxy were to evaporate and be gone tomorrow, in the grand scheme of things, it really wouldn't make a difference. That's what they'd like people to believe, but it's really quite the contrary, where the galaxy or the universe is merely a secondary feature to the Earth, and it only exists in like this infinite nature in people's minds and people's imaginations. But other than that, it's it's just lights in the sky.
Hey, John. Hi, guys. I don't know if you've seen this. ODD, dude. It's a pleasure to be in a hangout with you, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
One. Yeah, you're the one channel that I've shared the most often on Facebook.
I appreciate you.
Because I think I don't know, the way you present it, your tone, the tempo, the music. I think it has a big mass appeal. So I say freaking kudos to you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Antonio. Appreciate you, man.
But listen, John, I was going to say.
Sorry, Antonio. Before you go on, there is someone on this panel who got Poncho P blocked and he wants to join. Please unblock him.
Is it you, Daniel?
No, I would never block him.
Oh, come on! I don't have anyone.
I don't have anyone
I added him to this I added him when he was you and him are one of the first people I added to this right here. So I don't know.
I know it's not you, but someone here has him blocked.
It
Maybe not on purpose. It could be someone.
Ace.
Doesn't matter.
Ace.
It could be as simple as somebody modding could have blocked him in a channel at some point.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean it's one of the individuals here. But John, I was going to ask you.
Hey, real quick. Let me go grab me something to drink, and I just wanted to see if I can still see the moon. So just give me about 5 minutes or 2 minutes.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
Benny.
Yeah.
Okay, so if one of my moderators blocked him,
No.
can I see it?
No, he's not blocked because he got a rent. But somebody on his panel, maybe he had a hangout or whatever. One of his moderators blocked him from his channel, and one of those people on this panel. So then he's blocked, so he cannot join if somebody is on this panel. Doesn't matter, but I just wanted to say it. But yeah, ODD, it was me that sent you the message that I want to translate everything in Dutch.
Can everybody go check their block list, please?
Please do.
I will.
Please, I encourage anybody to translate any of my stuff. They can post it themselves. I don't do copyright stuff. I just want people to share.
That's
cool. Thanks.
That's my opinion too. Why don't you translate my video to Dutch?
Yeah.
What am I, chopped liver?
I will. Don't worry,
ODD's here. Nobody cares about me, huh?
I care about you all day. You know that.
Which channel do you run?
Karen B.
Oh, I've heard a lot about you. People said you put out a testimony or your journey.
My path to flat Earth. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I need to watch that.
Oh, you've got to watch it. It's just over half an hour long, and it's the kind of thing that you could picture watching on mainstream TV. I swear I got started and I got sidetracked.
Yeah, my video. Actually, ODD, I'll be honest. I totally tried to rip off your style when I made my video because I loved your videos. So I totally tried to rip you off, and I made my own music for it and everything.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because I
nothing wrong with that. Style. I mean, making your own music, I'd call that inspiration.
And it totally worked because people like it. Or they think I get such good compliments. I'm like, that's right, because I ripped off ODD.
Wow.
Look at her.
I just want to inspire people, and if I inspired you, then I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
So what's up, Antonio, man? Sorry about that, brother. I'm back.
No worries. All I was going to say,
Can Pete just get in another channel and join? Because I know I don't have Pete blocked. I love Pete, even when he makes fun of Bigfoot and me. I don't care. I love Pete.
I know.
Like
You know
committed
what?
to me.
You know what? I will jump out. I'll give him my password. He can jump in as me.
Is there any way to block him? Surely there's got to be a way to unblock him, right?
Yeah, there is a way, but if nobody knows who blocked him on his channel or someone
Y'all, I'm about
else's
to
channel,
go
then
hack all y'all motherfuckers' accounts, and I'm gonna check them my damn self.
no, it doesn't matter. I give him the password and he can join with another account. No problem.
Wait. Before you do, Vincent, tell us which Poncho Pete channel is it that's blocked?
All of them.
Because I see 2 of them
Mr.
added.
Poncho Pete.
Mr. Poncho Pete is original channel. Our channel is other channel. They're all 4 are blocked.
All of them.
Yep. I'm not gonna make a drama of it. I just give him my password and he will be here. I see you guys later. And already, I talk to you
Later, Vince.
Bye, Vinny.
Later, man.
Toodle strudel.
I'm checking my channel to see whether somebody's blocked him on mine. Nope. No. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so Morgile, I placed a link here in the chat. I think you'll find it interesting too. Well, everybody. If you go and you look in the chat here, I placed a link to an article that was written about the computer programs that depict the stars. And it explains right there that it's based on a geocentric universe.
Yeah.
So
I've got it pulled up. I'm just starting to read it, but that makes
Bingo.
sense.
What's the name?
Makes sense.
Well, they don't really have any other option because they only have access to the stars that we have access to, the motions that we have access to. So their get out clause could be, well, what did you expect it to be based on? But the truth is they can't base it on anything else because there's something else that they might base it on might not even exist. So they can't base it on something that doesn't exist. They have to base it on lights in the sky that move.
Yeah, I was thinking about, I guess, something similar earlier or yesterday, I suppose, but recently anyway. But, airplane, where you learn how to fly an airplane in a simulator, that's what I'm looking for. The software that they use for airplane simulators always considers the Earth to be a stationary object and importantly, plane. So they don't, in order for them to make it realistic, if the Earth was actually a spinning sphere with all sorts of different weather patterns and stuff, they'd have to use really complex, geometry and physics and animation in order to get it to work, in terms of an animation. But, frankly, any pilot that pays attention, and I think that's why we see so many pilots waking up to flat Earth, is because if they pay attention, it's obvious that the ground beneath them is always stationary. It never, the ground never spins at high velocities faster than sound eastward ever. And that's pretty obvious to a pilot once they're awake to it. But until you're awake to it, it's just like everything else, like the constellations, like you mentioned earlier. It doesn't make sense in the heliocentric model, but nobody ever really goes out on a limb to say, well, then the model must be wrong. Observations of, like I said, the simulations for airline pilots to learn how to fly, that's all considered over a stationary plane Earth. I mean, that should definitely tell you something.
Yeah, and like even the Doppler effect, for the guys that love relativity, the Doppler effect says that if you were standing to the east of somebody speaking to you, you should hear them really low. And if you're standing to the west, you should hear them high because of the Doppler effect, which is like the audio kind of equivalent to the red shift.
Yeah,
Well,
my favorite.
And at the equator.
Yes. You shouldn't hear them.
No, I was going to say my favorite is when the very professional, PBS tries to explain how the Earth's round. They cut to the dude with the sniper talking about, as soon as that bullet leaves a gun, it's no longer attached to the Earth, and the Earth spins below it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what about an airplane or a helicopter? It's like they want it both ways, for everything.
What about larger artillery that travels further? Shouldn't they have to compensate for the Coriolis even more?
Well, honestly, any sniper who claims to or professes about the Coriolis effect has read about it in a manual but failed to read the definition, because
not to mention, John, no sniper's that good to be able to put that into use.
Well,
maybe, but
that's
there's no way you could ever calculate that. You'd have to take into account your position on the Earth, where you are in relation to the equator, and how and your speed at your latitude, and
right. Assuming a spinning spherical Earth, but on the flat Earth, when there is a Coriolis effect that's taken into account for long range, really long range shots, but it has to do with the bullet itself, the projectile, which is a spinning gyroscope, high velocity gyroscope, and if it passes through different layers of density and temperature atmosphere, then the Coriolis effect will, you can figure that in to make your shot more accurate over, like, say, half a mile or a mile. But other than that, in terms of like the Earth spinning, no, they don't take that into account at all. I mean, it's preposterous for anyone to claim that, and any sniper, can tell you, and like you said, artillery person can tell you that the Earth is always stationary.
Yeah, I like what you said about it being preposterous, because it is and it isn't. Because if the Earth is a ball, then it's obviously not preposterous to calculate those things. But the fact that we don't,
they would have to. But if you kind of slow it down and you think, right, wait, we're talking sniping. What do snipers do? They're not shooting at a static target. They're hiding in a blind somewhere, waiting for a moving target to be still enough for them to take a shot. That's what snipers do. So at the moment that the person is stood, this is when they start calculating, because they're not going to know where they're going to stand. So is this how it works? At that moment, they're stood in a podium, they're about to address the crowd. This is where they now quite quickly calculate. Come on.
It's a known fact that snipers have to factor in the trajectory of the curvature of the Earth, Antonio. I can't believe you're so ignorant.
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay, hold on.
I'm just cynical.
Obviously a shill.
Hey,
Candy,
my daughter has a message for you guys here. Say it.
I love you all.
Aww.
We love you too.
They said we love you too.
She's like a mini Karen.
Aw, that's sweet. What a precious little gem.
Hey, Kariana, this is Ace McLeod here. You remember Ace McLeod, who was telling you about unicorns?
Do you remember Ace McLeod and the unicorns? That's Ace. He's the one who sends you unicorns.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
He said, "Don't look at me."
So cute.
Hold on, someone's writing something.
I almost slipped.
Hey, Juliana.
All right, she's getting
we gotta
a
be
Vladdy
careful
Award for the most adorable moment.
If we're not careful, she'll take it over.
I'll take it over.
Hello, Juliana.
Photo bomb.
Hey, look, Poncho Pete's here. Poncho Pete. Say hi to Poncho Pete.
Hello, Poncho Pete. Hello.
Hello, Kayliana.
Hello.
How lovely.
That's awesome.
Juliana, can she hear me?
Yeah, she's got a headphone.
Can you tell Poncho that you made some balloons?
Poncho Pete.
Say what?
What?
You say? Did you want to tell Poncho that you made some balloon animals?
Poncho Pete. Poncho Pete.
Hello. Yes.
I got for my birthday. I got balloon animal kit, and I can make balloon animals now. And I made some.
Really?
Yes.
Well, maybe when you're a bit older, we can make a big balloon together.
Maybe.
We'll make a Bigfoot.
Did you say a Bigfoot?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
jeez,
Bigfoot.
what the heck? It's a Bigfoot. You're a Bigfoot. What the heck?
Well, he smells like one, anyways.
Ace McCloud.
Yeah, thanks, Ace. Thanks for your comment, by the way.
I hear.
What the heck?
You like that?
Hey, Kellyana.
Yes, I was laughing.
What?
You know,
What?
I seen another Bigfoot too.
What?
I saw another Bigfoot.
A huge Bigfoot.
Yeah, not a huge one. I saw another one.
What the?
Look,
Found another
look,
one?
look, it's a Bigfoot. Look.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you've had your haircut, John.
That doesn't look like Bigfoot. What the heck? That's not Bigfoot.
It's one
That's a human. That's a human.
That's Big Morg.
What's his
That's
name?
Big Morg. Big Morg.
What's his name?
What?
Did John come back yet? He's not even here, is he?
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely here.
Oh, okay.
In person and in face.
I didn't think you was here, John.
I used to say the same thing as a kid. I went, what the? I used to do the same thing. I went, what the?
What the? Oh, jeez. Antonio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
you want to tell me about the drawings? Because I think you should tell everybody about your drawings.
I have like some drawings and like stuff like that. Oh, geez, Poncho Pete. Poncho Pete.
It's Antonio. It's Antonio.
Poncho Pete. What's the
Hey, Kellyana, do you know who this is, look?
The fake Vincent right here.
Oh no.
Vincent. I know who you are.
Come on,
It's
Poncho.
not Vincent.
Come on.
You're the fake Vincent.
Clown on everybody else. You can't clown on
Poncho
ODD,
Pete.
alright?
Poncho Pete. Who left? Wait, there's a live chat. Mom. Can I
Only
join
mobile
in the
devices
chat?
left. They will be
Okay,
back.
you-
They will be back.
My brother wants to join the chat. I'm
Wait,
gonna
what
join.
happened? ODD, he left. Did he get upset?
Mama,
No. He was on the phone.
Mama.
So
Oh.
everybody on the phone will rejoin
Oh
you.
my Poncho Pete. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Poncho Pete.
The phone.
Who's that? Is that a monkey man?
Your big head.
Space monkey?
Oh, here he comes.
Can you help me get in the chat?
No. Oh.
You want to be in the chat?
My brother wants to be in chat. My mom's gonna help me get in the chat. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna join the chat. If you see anybody saying hi, that's me.
Right.
Wait, the
Say,
food is off.
hey, this is Karen. This is Karen's son. Pleasure. Greetings to meet you.
So
Wait till you guys see his name. You're gonna like it.
I think his YouTube name is Awesome Buffalo.
No, don't tell.
If it is even still that.
Hey, I was born in Buffalo.
Oh wait, you can't watch it because you're in restricted mode.
My brother's restricted.
Oops, I forgot about restricted mode.
What a sucker.
Oh, jeez, the head went bigger. The head went smaller. What happened there?
What is
Poncho
going
Pete.
on?
Poncho Pete.
Thing I need Photoshop.
Poncho Pete.
Yeah.
Poncho Pete. Okay.
Yeah.
I call him PP for short. I do, right, Pacho?
Oh shit!
The TV is on right now. Why do you have a Woody head right now?
I'll mute.
I go mute now.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm still waiting for Brian. I'm still waiting for Brian Pepper's Poncho Pete.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Poncho's got a Woody. Nice. Whoa, that looked like you took a mask off or something. What are you? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Is that an overlay?
Hey,
Oh,
twins.
weird.
Twins.
Yeah.
Now, where did I put Ace McLeod's face? I've got one.
Hold on, I got the best animated GIF of me. It's so troll. Hold on,
I
I'll find
never
it.
even told y'all my story that I wanted everybody to hear so bad.
Oh, you've got a captive audience.
Yo, okay. Wait. This is gonna take a minute. So, okay. So I was at work yesterday, and I was on a hangout for like 87 or something like that hours. Okay, like I don't even know how long it rang. Like I fell asleep in the hangout, woke up at 6 a.m. These motherfuckers, I see, are still going. They're off air, but they're still fucking going. Like tick 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 tick. Energizer Bunny beating his fucking drum all night in the hangout. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Y'all still chatting? Yeah, join in. Yes, I got a 2-hour drive. Thinking I'm gonna talk to them for a little while. Nope. Me and Jibby and Sharon stayed on the phone for like 64 hours straight. It felt like. Talked to them all day at work. At the gas station that morning, getting some coffee. They're all in my ear. Tell them the earth is flat. Tell them the earth is flat. Tell them the earth is flat. I'm like, hey, did you know the earth is flat? Like peer pressure. And so he was like, listen to his response. He said, like every day?
What? Every day?
Mm-hmm.
That's a new one. That's a new one.
I got to turn my camera on for this.
What? Wait. So was he asking you, was it every day? Or was he just saying out loud, what, every day is a flat earther going to say to me, the earth is flat? What?
Antonio, did you hear the reason why I can see across Lake Erie to Canada? It's because it's a mirage. Did you hear the guy say that?
Yes, of course it is. It's diffraction. You're not accounting for diffraction.
Why can I see the Mexican islands 100 miles away?
You can see Africa from Spain. You can see Africa from Spain.
Exactly. There's a Mexican 100 miles away that I could see from 1,000 feet high.
Oh,
Did you just say you're a Mexican?
Oh, I do have Mexican blood in me.
What have you got against Mexicans? I'm Poncho.
No,
I'm a dirty mutt. I have a lot of different blood in me. A lot of brown blood.
Wait, I wasn't done.
Dan's got brown blood. Who'd have thunk?
I thought you were the lead singer from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. I've never heard that one before, ODD. I swear, I've never heard it. I've heard them all, man. You can't tell me. People tell me I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
In the Hollywood basement.
You're a gangster, Dan.
Hey, Dan, will you tell us? I haven't spoken to you since you were on the radio. How did that go?
It went. Let's see here. I rate myself a 75 out of 100. I'm a hard critic on myself, but
tell everybody. Tell everybody what.
Hard
what
critic, but not very modest. I'm just kidding.
Oh, he's like, I thought you did like a 64, you stupid asshole. Well, no, I was on a Spaced Out Radio, which is obviously a radio station last night. And there was 160 countries I was talking to 160,000 people, he told me. And I actually gave Jared. No, everything was speaking.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I gave a lot of shout outs to a lot of people besides myself, and yeah, he had his residential global scientist on board there trying to get me in a corner, and man, I bet you they were sweating, like, because I felt myself at some point, but I'm like, if I have some beads of sweat, at one point I was going off on a little rant. I'm like, oh, I'm talking to people and I see they're adjusting the way they're sitting, and their face is gets filled with red, flustered, and their beads of sweat start coming off their face. And I go, you do realize that you're sweating? I tell them, like, you're sweating out of your face right now, and that's cognitive dissonance.
It's gravity.
Like, they're so uncomfortable with their own inner psyche and being questioned on their own beliefs. They never even thought about it. That's what the physical phenomenon happens. They start to shift their position, and I'm like, I can feel it was hard trying to explain the flat Earth model to beginners for 3 hours on any whiteboard or presentation or representation. And that was my very first time on the radio too. But yeah, I think I did a pretty good job, and I hope listen to it.
It's mind control at the most fundamental level, where they get us pretty young with the whole globe Earth thing, and any arguments that we might have had against living on the side of a spinning ball, which is really quite absurd. They squashed those arguments while we were just toddlers, and they explained everything away with the theories of gravity and all that nonsense. And by the time you come through the other end of that meat grinder, which is the educational system, you become completely unattuned with reality. And so if someone explains things to you that are outside of that heliocentric paradigm, then that's exactly what they're going to do, is that they're going to have cognitive dissonance and essentially defend themselves from the truth. It's awful, but yeah, totally right.
I remember
the host.
Go on.
The host said to me, I thought it was muted. The host said to me that an hour and a half hour before the show, he said he was astounded by the amount of hate that it was already generated. Like this guy does it Monday through Friday. This is his professional job, and he goes, Dan, I have people messaging me telling me I can't believe you're him this, and how ignorant of you that you're going to allow him to speak about this topic for so long. I've been unfollowed by people on Facebook and on Twitter, and so the host by it, and I was happy that he admitted that. And by the way, his entire crowd, his 150,000 viewers, are all ufologists, Bigfootists, conspiracy, space stations on the back of the moon, and on Mars, secret space program, haunted dolls. I go, listen. I go, I go, you got a crowd here that who can listen to people talk about haunted dolls for 3 hours.
I've seen that shit.
So I mentioned that. I go, but I go, you're talking about haunted dolls for 3 hours and taking it seriously, and little green men and all this stuff that I just mentioned. No offense to Bigfoot, but
what about haunted house?
But I said, but if you talk about, look at what happens, and yeah, I mentioned all that stuff that you said, Morgile, and I think I did a pretty good job, and yeah, it's amazing.
Well,
let me put it to you this way. Go ahead,
Go on.
Antonio.
No, you can carry on.
Congratulations, Dan.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's my biggest feat. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, and I have barely 60,000 views total. You get that on one video, ODD.
No,
and
that's still-
I already tripled the amount of my from last night. I got 150,000 listeners, and that's my entire since mid 2014's work, all compiled into 3 hours last night. I exceeded everything that I've done all last night, and now I think I'm going to deactivate my account for a little bit and take a flat Earth vacation.
But Dan, you've got to give yourself credit, because the amount of work that you're putting on that's not public, you know, the following, the shouts outs, all of the other work that you do that isn't on your YouTube channel, that doesn't get you views. Well, this is paying off now, because, dude, you were interviewed on a radio station. So give yourself a pat on the back. I was going to say, the reason for all the hatred, if we think about it, the reason for all the hatred is fear. That's what the reason is. The guys who can't contemplate the possibility, even the fantasy, they can't contemplate from their mind, from their point of view, the fantasy of it being a flat Earth. They can't contemplate it because it's fearful to them. It fills them with dread. I've seen it in my own friends. I'm talking to them one time and I say, you know, the truth is, when you realize that the world is flat and you really get it, first, you see it, it's like, oh my God, these walls of illusion are just falling, and it's all pretty straightforward, apart from the South Celestial Pole. Yeah,
everyone's a tranny.
but everything's kind of straightforward, you know? And you realize that you're kind of responsible for your actions. You have a duty, and you're responsible. You are responsible for your actions. And the look on their faces, one of them literally shrunk. He hunched his head down and looked into his laptop, but he wasn't actually looking. You could see the glaze on his face. The notion that he might be responsible for his actions filled him with dread. And this is what happens with these globelings, because they live in a universe where there might be no God. So it's okay if they do few things that are a bit, nobody's watching, that kind of thing, you know? And this is what fills me with dread.
You've got another layer of sort of, I don't know, psychological boundaries keeping people from looking at flat Earth. Is you've got truthers, and I guess you could call them conspiracy theorists, which most conspiracy theorists actually turn out to be correct after a while, give it time. But people see flat Earth as a distraction from, quote unquote, the important things like 9/11, which is very important, or like we've discussed chemtrails, free energy. So there are lots of really important things going on, but flat Earth isn't a distraction from this. Like when you actually get it, flat Earth is central to everything because, well, frankly, everything happens on the Earth, so it sort of is the be all end all of I don't even call it theory anymore. I mean, it's just the plain obvious truth, but they've pulled the wool over our eyes with all of this cosmology and theory and complex rotating orbiting spheres.
It's a backdrop, isn't it? That's what it is. All the suppressed energies, the poison in the food, all of those, they all happen within the backdrop of this wider thing that's the shape of the Earth. That's, with all the conspiracies, it's always you have to pay attention to what somebody else has discovered, or somebody else's report.
Yeah. And how are people going to say, sorry, but how are they going to say, what does it matter? And this and that, when it should, if people can't even agree on the shape of the Earth, like that is an important problem, maybe more important than even chemtrails, who knows? But sorry to cut you off.
I think I finished. Hey, Carl Stenbeck.
Hey, what's going on, Antonio?
How you doing?
Howdy.
I'm doing good.
It's not
candy.
I was here earlier and I just Always seem to have a phone problem.
Yeah, we saw the icon was here for a while, and then it drops for some time. We're just talking about how the Globelings have a fear of the flat Earth because instinctively there's no. This could have been the result of a mathematical quirk in the world of physics that was established from nothingness in an instant that set the whole thing in motion and became a flat Earth. That's not available. That fantasy is not one that fits. You're laughing. I can see you, Candy. You've been laughing your head off for ages. Oh,
Yes, of
my.
course. Look at Poncho.
Yeah, Karen's
fucking picture.
What the hell?
Hi everybody, I'd just like to say I'm Howard Turner and I'm actually Karen B's real father. That's where she gets her hair from, look. Karen.
Let's see what Jeremy Kyle has to say about that.
Oh.
That's what I'm laughing at the whole time.
What have you been laughing at?
Oh,
Hey, Poncho, did you get the new one from Ace or not?
Oh, okay. Let's see here. This is like the opposite.
I must have
We were
missed
building
it.
on a good point here. Let's not take away, chop down ourselves here. We were building on the point that the Globesters make, which is Antonio said fear, and these people are so afraid that they're wrong. The fear arises because they're wrong. Your whole cosmology and paradigm, your whole reality tunnel, wrong. That's all of a sudden fear comes up and they go, oh shit, my whole life's a lie then.
Yeah.
Everything I've ever. So it's simple. It's not like really hard to think about it. It's very simple.
Imagine this, like, you know when you've got like a game, okay, and you win, and you didn't know, but there was an extra bonus, a really cool thing you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Well, it's the reverse of that. So not only are they wrong, but it means that all those dark thoughts and all those things they've done and said, they matter. They have a significance, you know? So that's like the anti-bonus to them being wrong. It's like, shit, you know, it was important. So yeah, no wonder they're afraid. And we see it because this is how people behave when, and we have to think of this. It is unfamiliar to them. The whole thing, they're familiar with the spinning globe, with Star Wars and all of that. They're not familiar with that not being the case. So they're
I'm
afraid.
almost positive that's the same reason atheists fight with people that believe in God. You know, they get so violent and passionate about it because that truth does ring inside you. And all those scenarios play out in your head, in your subconscious. And your ego mind, the slow thinking logical mind, has the ability to ignore all that basically, or bring it to the forefront and ponder it. And most people choose not to do that. They violently oppress thinking about it. That's what the violent reaction is.
You know, here in the UK, we have those double-decker buses. You know, you've all seen them, the typical London bus.
Yeah.
And I'm standing outside a curry house, and with some friends, I've gone outside for a smoke, and this bus goes by, and you know, you don't really pay attention to the slogan on the side. And as it's gone by, I'm thinking, dude, did I just trip? But I look, and the bus has stopped at a bus stop, and it says, there is probably no God, so stop worrying and start enjoying your life. This is a banner that was paid by a foundation that's headed by Richard Dawkins. There is probably no God, so stop worrying and start enjoying your life. I'm going to see if I can find an image of it.
One night when I was a kid, well, let's just say I'm a teenager, I wake up at like 3 in the morning, right? The TV's still on, and there's an infomercial on TV, and it is basically selling atheism. And it's this old dude with bushy eyebrows, and he looks like a crypt keeper. And he's interviewing people and talking about how great it is to finally be free of religion and da-da-da. And then he interviews an old lady on her deathbed. And she actually changes her mind at the last second, you know? And he's like sitting there trying to convince her fucking to stay an atheist. It's the most, I was like, what is this on TV?
Yeah,
you know?
I was watching that whole chat all night last night till fucking 2:45 this morning. Look, I stayed up all night just to listen to Dan. I abandoned my hangout, y'all. Asked these people that were here. Nobody was really here. Ace was here. I said, yo, it's 12 o'clock. I gotta go watch Dan. I gotta go listen to Dan because I told him I would. And
Ace,
everybody in my chat will tell you, like, I was so upset because I was like, fuck, I can't get on. Remember I told you I missed the first 15 to 20 minutes? I was like, fuck, man, I can't get on. My internet's fucking up. Like, I promised him I was going to be there. And I was like, fuck this, y'all. I'll be back. And I just left everything, and I made sure I was there. That's the kind of friend I am, though.
At least some people in the chat there had my back. I barely.
They were pissed. Look, Candy Franklin. See that?
Candy Franklin, Dave Hawaii, Dave Hinkle.
Math. Iron's a flat earther there. Brian is a good guy right there.
Told you I was there.
Yeah, that Math Iron guy's cool.
Sorry, man. We fell asleep. It was 6 o'clock in the morning for us, and we were awake for all night.
Oh, dude.
Because I was in there.
It was something.
2:45.
I shouted out everyone. I mean, you know, it's impossible to shout out everyone, but I shouted out all the channels that have fucking, you know, 30,000 plus people.
Look at my response right there. Cognitive dissonance.
I'm like, you know, guys, if you don't like me, I don't want to turn off the rest of these people, your listeners. So I gave all the names out, and I told the type of sciences that we all are in, the types of fields that we're in. I'm like, Jeranism and does this, and Santos does that, is this syncretism and astrotheology, and then you got Brian Mullen with his raw physics, and you got ODD, EOB with their artistry, and you got Skipa, and you got all these fucking people. Yeah. Let's all.
It's too bad Brian Mullen's channel is down right now, though.
It's only for a while.
I know, but people are gonna search that. I don't know. Somebody does have a playlist of all his videos up, though. There's a channel that has all his videos up.
This dude's music on his channel. This dude's is extremely legit. Oh yeah, wait, was it?
Dan, one question. Do you think he's got some? He wants someone else. He wants someone else on his show for another time. Maybe ODD or Jaron or Bob.
Yeah. He that's why I mentioned all those people, and I even said that they're
cool.
Much better practice in the field of physics and whatever than I am. More researched than I am. So
that'd be a good show for John to go on too.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I just wanted to open the doors for it because he said that he will consider absolutely consider having another flat Earth show, but he said that his type of show doesn't like to have close related shows back to back. So he said he's going to have to wait at least 2 months.
Have you listened to this radio station before?
Yeah, I've been listening. Yeah,
he doesn't never have guests on where it's almost kind of like Art Bell did, where it's like, is he having this guy on just to make fun of him almost? Like,
he tried. No, he tried to do that.
know?
He tried. He's like really good friends with Art Bell. And
who?
You guys know that guy? I think his name's like Andrew Basaglio or something like that.
Yeah. Time traveler.
Yeah, he claims like he was supposed to have been the next president, and he's been time traveling with Barack Obama since the 1960s, and just all kinds of ridiculous stuff. But yeah, these radio hosts will take him seriously and like totally like go right along with him. But when it comes to like simply questioning the Apollo astronauts, like Art Bell, I don't know about George Norrie, but Arbel will certainly, jump all over you on that because for some reason, the mainstream narrative is going to always adhere to the moon landings, which were obvious forgeries. And of course, now the new argument is, yeah, they faked the footage, but they still went because they knew that the footage would make it back from the moon, and so they faked it just in case they made it. It's so ridiculous, but
the sad thing is there's way more people that believe in that black space project shit than believe in the flat earth.
Wait, yeah?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Secure Team 10.
Did you see that?
Sorry,
Secure Team 10. Sorry, Candy. That's true.
You're good. Did you see the other day when you were doing that question and answer thing? I said I had something to talk to you about, but I didn't want to take up other people's airtime because I knew that I could talk to you later.
Yeah, I kind of understood you. Your microphone is doing that thing where it's cutting out again, though.
A bit robot.
Wait, did y'all hear me?
Candy, you can try one thing really fast. Just press F5.
Yeah, or try changing your mic input.
Vinny.
I think that's better.
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh, something happened.
Well, it was better.
That'll fix it.
It was sounding better till she dropped, huh?
No, we got 6 minutes left. Well, she will.
Vincent.
Yeah.
Vincent, would you pasted something in the chat here, a link to the boss that I described earlier. Would you screen share it until Candy comes back?
Oh yeah, and can you put a link up of that radio show that you were mentioning, dude, earlier?
Yeah, I just posted it in the normal chat, and well, I can post it here. ODD wants to have it too, so I dropped it in the how do you call it?
The side chat.
Yeah, you got the side chat and the Hangout link because ODD is on his phone, so he cannot see the side chat at the moment. So I dropped it in the green chat. I call it the green chat.
Okay, got it.
I can see it.
I can pass it to you on Skype later on. Oh, well, but if you can see it, you've got it.
Yeah, you got it now. But anyway, what do you want me to screen share?
The one above yours, the one that I last posted.
Newsblog. Oh yeah, all right. Candy, please rejoin Candy if you're listening. Only F5 and click rejoin.
I just have one question.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
You built a time machine with Barack Obama?
Andrew Basiago?
Yeah, he supposedly was at the Gettysburg Address. He's and he tries to sound all scientific, but he just makes shit up, dude. It's so ridiculous. And yeah, people take him seriously, man. And he was dead serious. He was like, yeah, it was decided 20 years ago I'm gonna be the next president after Barack Obama's second term, and he was totally dead serious about all this. And he going through.
I loved him. Loved him, John. Loved him.
Made my skin crawl.
I love that kind of story. The Philadelphia experiment, all those kinds of things.
Love that stuff. The Hollow Earth, man. Woo-wee.
Well, I mean, I guess if it's under the pretext of science fiction, but for someone to claim that it's actually true like he did is, to me, it's just, he's just basically lying and trying to get notoriety. And there's, no offense to anybody, but there's a lot of people that will believe him. And I think that's, that's a shameful thing to do because I don't know, the things that he says are just contradictory and just obvious
John,
nonsense.
but what about his dad? His dad told him when he was a little kid, remember? His dad told him when he was a little kid that he's a super important secret agent and that he needs to do this stuff to secure his presidency. Have you got that far with it? Did you hear that with him?
I made it through about half of one of his lectures or whatever.
I used to listen to him all the time, dude. He literally says that long time, almost a decade ago. He says that his dad sat him down when he was less than 10 years old, and basically he found out that he was a secret agent as a little kid. from his dad. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty badass, but could you tell me some more and show me some evidence, please?
Yeah.
Well, this is one of those things where you can enjoy this, like John said, it's a sci-fi, from a sci-fi point of view. You know, because like if you watch Blade Runner, you sit and you contemplate what it would be like to have replicants that were that realistic. You contemplate these things, but it's still fiction. And same thing,
I just watched that movie for the first time, Antonio.
Oh, it's such a good film. But it's
Just
with all
watched it.
these things, it's stuff that you haven't experienced, and you probably not going to experience it. So to really to bet on it would be, I don't know, a bit silly. But yeah,
The host of Antonio, the host of the radio show last night, he goes, well, listen, Dan, I've seen 5 different extraterrestrials. And my very instantly I go, were you sober?
Right.
And it's like I listened to myself saying that, and I had a chuckle to myself. That was my first response. Were you sober? And I noticed the people in the chat room were laughing that I asked the host if he was sober. Oh man, that's.
Wait! You actually said it to him?
Yeah, I immediately said.
Oh,
I
thought you meant that. I thought you meant you heard your inner dialogue, you know, imagining asking him, but you actually asked him.
I said it immediately. It didn't even let him. Were you sober? I go, because the only my experience, I see extraterrestrials when I'm on a heavy dose of psilocybin mushrooms or 3 tokes of DMT.
Oh.
Did you explain? Did you explain to the radio host that extraterrestrial means extra land dwellers, basically?
Yeah. I went into all that. He wanted to know my definition of what extraterrestrials are, and I told him that they're hyper-dimensional entities. And
Well, it's in the word extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Terrestrial being more earth than land.
I did not say that. Good call there. No, I didn't bring that up, but I did mention the extra land that obviously that they're hiding, which is extra more civilizations, other humans, other life forms, more resources. I brought all that up.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that brings up a really good point, man, because a lot of people are really into UFOs. A lot of people have seen UFOs, you know, the Phoenix Lights. And for some reason, people think that like flat Earth somehow is like you can't have flat Earth and UFOs, which to me is stupid because for one thing, extraterrestrials like ODD in that sort of definition just simply means they're coming from somewhere else on the same plane, maybe another solar system, if you will, on the same plane. So they're extraterrestrials, but it's theoretically possible. Whereas in the heliocentric model, the nearest star is light years away, and the nearest galaxy is like, you know, it's not, you can't even imagine how far these distances are, and it's theoretically impossible. So really, it's quite the opposite. Flat Earth makes the idea of extraterrestrials and UFOs theoretically possible, and so you know, you really think it would sort of draw in the people who are enthusiastic about UFOs for one reason or another. I mean, you've got a lot of people who saw, you know, like the Phoenix Lights and other instances where, you know, tens of thousands of people saw the same thing, whether it's government playing tricks on people or whether it's actual craft that are miles wide. I mean, you know, who knows? But I mean, there's stuff going on in the skies that people can't explain. And I don't think that flat Earth should be, you know, a deterrent, you know, for people that are into that, because it, you know, frankly, it makes the whole thing theoretically possible.
I think it's not just possible, but so much more accessible. You know,
Antonio, Vincent just said that Candy left the stream.
Yeah,
the stream to be
sorry, she's
over.
already left more than 3 minutes ago. So she got 3 minutes left, and she just sent me a Skype message. I'm trying. So if the stream dies, everybody, sorry, we reopen another stream on the same channel, and we'll send the link again.
Yeah,
she's trying. But
there's like 80 or 90 people watching. But yeah, if you guys just if it stops, go join the next link. Joins. In the meantime, yeah, we're on a great topic there. Building nice and strong there, Candy. Candy, hurry up. We're building strong here.
Ancient
Wait,
civilization.
what are we talking
living
about
across the land.
again? Oh yeah. No, doesn't it make a lot more sense that the aliens
There-
are coming from right
There
over
she
there?
is.
You know what I mean?
Ah, just in
It
time,
makes it
Candy.
more scary
There
too.
she
I
is.
can't.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, Ace. But Candy, can you can you turn off your Skype? It will take less bandwidth,
Yes.
so you will not drop out.
Hello.
Again, go ahead and delete. What? Yeah.
Hey, so
Okay.
you just messaged me. I see you fading there, Dan. What is that supposed to
Wait,
mean?
could y'all hear that?
Oh yeah. No, I got that link to work on your radio link.
In here?
No.
Okay.
Should we?
Loading, but the thing was on the screen, and my son was like, "What would you do if ODD just left while you were gone?" I was like, "Well, people do what people do. What can I do about it? I mean, I'm not gonna cry."
You would have
You
cried.
broken.
No, wait, don't be all, you're being all tough. You would cry, and you know you would.
Then we'll just have to make a bunch of sock accounts and go troll ODD.
Yo, I'll lay the camera
No,
down.
you told ODD.
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 So listen, have you
TV.
guys seen the new King Kong movie?
Move closer
Yeah,
to
dude.
your microphone, ODD.
What?
Yeah.
You can turn them up, girl.
Relax.
Candy,
I will
turn his
Oh, yeah, that's
microphone
what I was
up.
supposed to do.
No, I will do it.
I forgot.
Here you go.
I forgot. I asked y'all
Okay.
what was I supposed to do when I came
You're
back.
talking about
Nobody
King Kong?
Yeah, the new King Kong movie. Right? It's
I
basically
just saw that
it,
recently.
it basically
And I-
it's basically talking about more land with other types of creatures on it.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
And there's hidden places of land that the U.S. Haven't gone to yet, and they just get sanctioned to. And there's secret places. So you have a Godzilla Island, you have a King Kong Island, you have a Mothra Island or whatever.
Maybe that episode of South Park was correct when the Jew aliens run the world, and it's like, of course not. Asians come from the planet wherever Asians come from, and deer
kid,
come from where deer come
Hey
from.
kids, you want to try some black? Oh,
Yeah.
Kenny's like,
Good stuff.
Woo!
Yeah.
that shit.
Are
Who
y'all not
knows,
listening
man?
to my
That's the
story or
best.
what?
Y'all are all
And
high.
all the mainstream physicists, all the mainstream scientists are like, man, like is it alien? Is it, your life is an alien video game created by? Is it a video game created by aliens? And you got these globalists collecting because they thought about simulation theory and aliens running. It's a video game. Okay, cool. I was thinking of that shit when I was fucking 5 years old.
yeah. And people take it seriously, like properly seriously. The guy who developed the theory, the modern guy who developed the theory, he explains that if you believe him, then you can see how it's embedded in the code. It's like, wait a second, I have to believe you first? It's not, you're going to show me something that's going to cause me to believe. First,
You mean the Lion King looking dude?
Yes.
Antonio.
Yes, it is.
Yesterday, I was talking to Jimmy, and he was imitating you.
Me?
It was so fucking funny.
He does do a good one.
You know what was so funny? I thought about that Lion King dude. I've seen him before. He's a real doctor.
Yeah.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson is nobody. And Neil deGrasse Tyson's trying to punk him on stage. Like, what? Did you see him like taking cheap shots at the Lion King dude? Like clowning on him that he's a theoretical person, and you know what I mean?
No, the whole thing was ridiculous. It was just a dog and pony show.
If anyone would ever think that meant code, it's ridiculous.
But wait, I didn't
Go ahead.
see him as mocking. I saw him as trying to dumb down what the guy was saying. When he says like, wait, right. You're saying when you delve deeper into the fabric of reality, is that what you're referring to?
See, like what happened was the guy who was presenting the information was trying to explain it to Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Neil deGrasse Tyson wasn't really getting it. He was like adding a bunch of hyperbole to it, and so the dude was trying to correct him, and so I think that pissed off Neil deGrasse Tyson a little bit, because he did start like taking cheap shots. Like he basically said that these things look like your child's spirographs and like other sort of like lowbrow things, but at the end of the day, what you had was you had representations, graphical representations of code. One of them was code describing algorithms in string theory, and one of it was code describing like, you know, regular computer algorithms like browsers or computer applications. And
right,
so,
and the bottom line is they used those two pieces of code in two different equations. It's not that they found it laying around somewhere. It just so happens that it fit nicely in what they were trying to do. That's it.
right. Well,
Sorry to cut you off, Mark.
No, you're fine. The whole thing is they're trying to say that there's computer code embedded into the fabric of the universe, but in fact, all it means is that we're going to use numbers to quantify reality, and we're going to use code and algorithms to describe reality, and those codes and algorithms are going to be similar in practice and application, or in different practices and different applications. It's still going to be similar code, because, you know, we use similar logical processes to describe things. So it makes sense that you would see those sort of pictographs look similar, but I don't think that it proves, you know, the conclusions that were sort of drawn by Neil deGrasse Tyson was that, like, you know, the universe is computer code, when really it's just numbers to describe reality yet again, not numbers actually being reality physically, you know.
Not to mention, the doctor was even trying to correct Neil from making those conclusions. He was trying to say, no, that's not what I'm saying. In fact, I think he even said, I think you're trying to put words in my mouth. But yeah, it was, that was ridiculous. But yeah, I've seen that dude in the past, the doctor dude.
You know, Arthur C. Clarke's A Space Odyssey, 2001.
Yeah.
The first version of it. Ooh.
Candy. Mute. Echo.
From me?
For some reason, we had to watch that in when I was 10 years old in school. We watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it was when we were learning about evolution, by the way.
So
just had to throw that out there.
So it was. I'm just checking on Wikipedia. It's giving some false information, surprisingly. It was first written in the 1930s, and then through the 40s and whatnot. And then says written 1948 as The Sentinel. Now, if you think of the story, in the story, Floyd is flying from the Earth to a space station where he's going to wait, hang about, and get on another flight to the moon. Okay, this is the plan. On his flight from the Earth to the space station, he has a Hangout chat, a Skype chat on his laptop, which is described as a suitcase that opens up and has a screen and keyboards, and a QWERTY keyboard, but also has stamp-sized icons on the screen which can be activated with the touch. This was written in 1948. This is describing Windows, not just Windows, but touchscreen technology in 1948. It's in the book. It's right there in the book. Okay, so when we look at a science fiction writer writing this, either off his own back from his own imagination, or having been discussing things with academics working in whatever fields, either way, he's written something that later has become reality in the physical world. We do have laptops and we do have touch screen technology. Now,
well,
in the world,
they pretended it became physical reality, Antonio.
Yes, okay, but this is the thing. In the world of theory only, you have theory only saying, look, the theory only has this embedded theory only thing. It's like, dude, that's not even anything, you know? And what it is an illusion. So you have theory, string theory has this embedded code theory.
That's the world's largest magic show.
Yeah, it's just like, well, that's not even a thing, you know?
Deep inside the rabbit hole.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me better?
Let's fucking see
Yes.
how far it goes.
We hear you much better than Candy, that's for sure.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say that.
I just got these other headphones from my lady. She has a microphone
Nice.
attached to hers.
Sounds
Yeah.
great. And your
Yeah.
volume, I turn up your volume highest, so it's okay.
Did y'all say you can't?
Antonio, what were you talking about? What were you talking about again?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah. Did you see that interview with Carl Sagan, Hawking, and himself?
I'm not sure. I don't.
Yeah, this is in like 1989 or something like that. This is Stephen Hawking, Carl Sagan, and Arthur C. Clarke all on the same flat disk platform at the same time. Although I think maybe Hawking was coming in from another station. Of course, he's always doing that. And
I don't think.
oh, dude, I'm gonna find it right now. And
How could
it's
Hawking
about-
have a live conversation with anybody?
Well, because he's such a genius, he knows what people are going to. This is the official explanation, okay? He's so intelligent. He knows. He's so intelligent that he knows all the possible questions people are going to have for him. So he writes all the answers to those questions, and then he scrolls.
That's the official explanation from who?
I believe it.
Stephen Hawking.
That's 100% true.
They said that like public knowledge, like they said that in public.
Yes.
Ask anybody on the street; they'll tell you.
He's
freaking a robot.
He supposedly has like this computer screen in front of him with a bunch of possible words on it, and he uses like this little, I guess, like mouse device in his. It's like in his butt or something. It's like it's not in his hand, and he uses that to like pick out which words he's gonna form a sentence with, and then he decides to say it, and he does it all like lightning fast. But like Jeranism found an instance where like they were asking him a bunch of seemingly random questions, but all of the answers for like the next 5 questions were like in a row on his little teleprompter. So essentially it proved that he's just sitting there looking stupid. He's not even actually saying what he's like. It's not coming from him, whatever's being said by that robot voice.
They make a mockery of us. They have Einstein looking like a crazy motherfucker we're supposed to bow down and worship. And now you ask kids who's the smartest man in the world. Kids, honest to God, I've heard this. They say Stephen Hawking.
Wait.
They are taught about Stephen Hawking in school.
Who do you think was the smartest, in your opinion? Who do you think had the best knowledge of anything like relating to this universe and what exists as the whole basis of it? Who do you think had the best knowledge of that?
I would say Tesla would be
obviously Tesla.
I would say Buddha.
Doc Brown.
Tesla trumps all them motherfuckers.
Doctor Who.
Dominoes. Tesla's dominoes.
I like Doc Brown too.
Doc Brown.
Yeah, Doc Brown.
Antonio, did you get the link?
Yes, I've got it queued. I wouldn't know whether to bet for Tesla or Schauberger, because Schauberger, who was working with water, also discovered elements that are specific about electricity, whereas Tesla didn't find. He was looking at electricity, and he didn't find any details that were specific to water.
If I could go back in time and speak to anybody,
more interested in the ether.
Yeah, well, he was more in the electrical energy type thing.
Yeah.
Than anything, really.
Man.
Like,
have y'all heard there's people that say he's like another Shakespeare? Like he may not have really been Tesla that he may not have been a single
Not
person.
from this fucking plane. I heard that he's an extraterrestrial. I heard that he's a time traveler.
No, I know what you mean about Shakespeare.
Yeah.
He was probably like Francis Bacon, if not more than a few people. I
Yeah,
think
kind of like Pythagoras.
Well, yeah, perhaps Pythagoras, and I think the same sort of argument can be made for
Plato and Socrates.
Cavendish for sure. There's a lot of mystique around Cavendish. He's sort of an interesting character to look into. But in terms of Tesla, it seems to be like. I mean, I haven't looked into it much, but they really wanted his character and his legacy obfuscated because his inventions and the technologies that he came up with were totally against the way that J.P. Morgan and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds wanted things to be, which was, to be basically monetize the shit out of everything from electricity to communications, and not to mention they wanted to have this thing as wired because there was a lot of money to be made in copper wire and the delivery and the setup of it.
Oh yeah.
So to go wireless was basically unheard of. They weren't going to do it.
Have you seen how all those guys were funded originally from the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds? They were all given loans from the Rothschilds to start Standard Oil, U.S. Steel. You know what I mean? All the big companies that founded. Oh man, it's crazy shit.
Sorry.
Off topic.
ODD, could I ask you a huge favor?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Would you stand up and turn your camera around so we can see the painting behind you?
Sure.
Check out his shirt, though.
This is one of my flat Earth. Here, let me get you guys the full spectrum. One of my flat Earth scarves that I hang on the wall, and I got two of them. I got a different one over here. It's this.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's one.
So
yeah, that one's my more professional one. This one I made. This is the first one I ever made. Try to have some shade in there. Antarctic ice walls.
Oh wait,
yeah,
you
they're
made
big.
those?
I like them.
So you painted those? You textured those yourself?
No, they're made out of fabric, and it's like a silky fabric, and they're on Redbubble. You get them for $35. I just put the pattern on there, so they sell them for me, and I get a fraction of what they make the process.
I see.
Yeah, but I mean, did you make the patterns? Did you actually do the paintings?
Yeah, Photoshop. I photoshopped them.
Yeah, they have to be
because you had to.
Flat Earth has to be photoshopped.
That's right.
It's so cool.
Because it has to be.
I feel like I'm yelling. I'm gonna stop yelling now.
Where are they? Where did you say they can be bought?
Redbubble. If you go to Redbubble and type in ODD TV, my account pops up. I make anti-NASA stuff and flat Earth stuff.
You know, $35 is really cheap. Sorry, but that's really cheap for a fabric painting. You know what I mean?
Just the size of them is pretty tight. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
if you
They're
want
good
a backdrop.
backgrounds because I wanted to get some painter's canvas and paint a flat Earth map on it so I could have it as my background.
Totally.
That's probably those are probably.
I've looked at.
It's called
I've looked
Redbubble?
at. Yeah. Redbubble. Redbubble.
Yeah, and that's a place you just upload your own patterns, and then they mostly charge for what they do on their ends, but they'll give you a fraction. And I don't even promote it. I just put the links in my description and stuff.
That is so cool. I just saw it behind you. I thought, hey.
Do you have to do you have to pay up front for them, or it's sort of like drop shipping to where they just custom make them as they're ordered?
Yeah, it's called pay to order or something like that. And yeah, as soon as they get paid, they print it. So all they have is the pattern on file, and that's all you got to do.
It sounds like Teespring.
Yeah, same thing as Zazzle. Zazzle, Redbubble. There's so many of these things you could do this on.
Oh, yeah, that's great because I got a coupon from Redbubble. Cool.
Nice.
Clouds.
Get myself one like the one behind you. I think that will look good here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. This one's got the giant
Oh.
Yeah, he will be back in a couple of seconds. Everybody on the phone is now gone.
Why is that? Why does that happen?
That's a Google Hangout bug. You just have to rejoin again. It's they never changed it. It's all for months like this, maybe even longer than.
Is it a Google Hangout? You were saying ODD just before you dropped.
They present me.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah. So you were I think you were going to show the moon.
Well, no, it's like the big. This one over here is the big sun and the big moon.
Yeah.
And then on this little one over here, I put it more to size.
Wait.
Yeah.
And this one has a North Pole star, Polaris. So I like this one better, but this is my first one, so I like it too. I like to get all flat earthy when I'm smoking weed.
Yeah. Cool.
Now present me.
Okay, present you.
Okay, sorry everyone. Antonio, I gave you controls.
Do you recognize this, Mr. Mike?
Yes, I do. I built that in Photoshop.
That's what I had on yesterday.
Nice.
What'd you have on under it?
That's how you represent.
I can't tell you that.
Whoa.
Who said that?
ODD.
that would be Ace like usual.
If I had to guess, my guess would be Ace or Dan, one or the other. But Ace would
No,
be my
come on.
What?
When do I make perverted comments like that? Jeez.
I have to say, Candy, that's a beautiful dog.
Oh, it's a beautiful
Oh
dog.
my God, you have no idea. Yo, this bitch right here, oh my God. My best friend.
Okay, sorry for this, but Karen, I'm gonna jump I'm gonna jump out right now. I gave some people controls so they can help you.
Give it to Carl. I'm gonna give it to Carl.
Yeah, I know, but you know what?
Boy, he's on the phone though, so he can't have him. Give him to Antonio.
Antonio already has got, but I just drop out because somebody really likes to join. So, ODD, everybody in the panel, John, the Morgile, Karen, Candy, Ace.
Later, brother.
Later, bro.
Dan.
Much love, brother.
Love you, Candy. See you later. I'm gonna make some room because. See you all next time in another panel. Bye.
Later, Vince. Hey, hey, Candy, can I read some Flat Earth Subgenius propaganda off?
Sure, and then after that, I'm telling my fucking story. You hear me?
Yes, absolutely. I'll make sure I remind you. All right. So I made a whole bunch of copies of this. I mean, since I'm a subgenius, it's our job to spread.
Stop. Hold on one sec. My son just said, "I thought you loved him." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Isn't that ODD?"
You know what ODD? Yeah, you know me.
It's as a subgenius, it's my job to spread around this propaganda throughout any town I'm in. What's going on here?
Carry on.
Are you a Mormon? Oh.
No,
I'm presenting you to everyone.
Hey, don't you dare mock Mormons. Antonio's a Mormon.
And a Jew.
And one of my ex-best friends was a Mormon. Although he wore strange underwear, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
All
wait
right.
a minute.
How do you know
Wait a minute. I'm a Mormon and
That's a thing with the Mormons, Candy.
A former Catholic.
The magic underwear.
Yeah, like the dude who invented Mormonism supposedly got ran over by a tank, but he lived because he was wearing his magic Mormon underwear.
So it's a common practice for all the Mormons to wear their magic underwear. You didn't know that?
I can tell you stuff about the Mormon Church.
Yo, what are you doing?
But, okay, yeah, now technically Mormon from Catholic, but really, and I said this to a rabbi, okay, I'm a Jew born in a Gentile's body in the same way that a woman can be born in a man's body. Bong. So I like to tell people that because I think the whole specific type of religion thing, it's like, come on, it's all pointing to the same thing. Why make it specific? Go on, you were saying, Dan.
All right. So there's all these different, you see these different.
You have to read them out loud. You can't just show a thing with scripts.
All right. So it says, unleash your weirdness. The Subgenius Foundation heals ruined members of a crumbling society. Subgenius Foundation may not help much, but it will make you proud to be insane. Let's see here. Guide for weirdos. Power through your abnormality. Your strangeness will save you. Give $1 to the Church of the Subgenius. P.O. Box. It just goes into it. Beware the Church of the Subgenius. Intense pamphlet. Adults only. Makes the weirdest cults look tame. You have been programmed, but you can peel away the layers of crap that hides sanity in the late 20th century. It goes more and more, but I started writing all along the outside of these things, and I made 1 million copies of it. So I just tape these things into post offices and wherever there's newspaper magazines or anything, and I just post them. I just put them up, and that says on the outside it says, "Earth is a living being. Invented dinosaurs and the bones. There's no evidence. Humans can't travel in space. The Earth is a closed system. Black holes are a theory. Star Wars and Star Trek aren't real. Science equals science fiction. Men never landed on the moon. There isn't a rover on Mars. How can a tin can full of humans get through the Van Allen radiation belts? Einstein was an agent. Relativity is a theory. Evolution is a theory. Big Bang is a theory. Spherical Earth is a theory." I just have all this. This is another one here. So you can cut all these up individually. I can cut all these up individually, and then I can put these things and pull them out of my wallet and just give them to random people, like people at cashiers. Just sneak them these little things. I do it all the time. And this one says gravity equals density, buoyancy, and weight. Science is the new religion. Freemasonry is the new religion. That's another one. A lot of flat earthers don't realize that, and IPS barely realizes that Freemasonry is the new religion. It's just another religion. It's very popular. I don't know if you guys realize that, but it is. Mm-hmm. The Flat Earth Society is controlled opposition. Titanic, JFK, 9/11. Do you get it yet? NASA isn't your friend. Water always finds its level. Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson are Hollywood actors. Stephen Hawking is a puppet that died a long time ago. History is a huge lie. The Earth is not a spinning pear ball. Look up the Antarctic Treaty and blah blah blah. It keeps going on and on and on. I'll shut up now and mute myself.
Do you have that file like in a PDF file or something that you could send to us so we could all like print it out and do stuff with it?
Or do we have to send you $1?
Not me, but the Church of the Sub. Nah. I don't know. The Church of the Subgenius does not care if you're spreading their propaganda. So actually, yeah, I can totally send you a PDF of that, Karen. I'm going to get you that.
Cool. And Candy, it's your turn, but could you just wait? Can you and ah for a while? You know, and just like for a long time, because I need to go pee.
Like Musa?
I don't want to miss it.
Okay. So I told you the first part about the guy at the gas station. And then this motherfucker gonna get up and walk away.
I didn't hear the part about the gas station.
True.
Who does that? Who the fuck does that?
Antonio does.
Ace
does that how many things could possibly happen at a gas station, though?
Oh my God, really?
Don, did you hear that?
Oh, I got offered steroids the other day at a gas station from a dude walking past. He's like, "Hey man, you lift?" I was like, "No, not really." He's like, anyways, man, yeah.
You look like Macho Man Randy Savage in your profile picture.
Yeah, brother.
Yo.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Can I inject this into your ass real quick, bro? I swear.
Oh my God.
Let me put that in your brain.
That's
I've done it
terrible.
before. I've injected steroids into my friends' asses before. I've done it, and they
think
tried
we
to
all
get me
have.
to take.
It
They
was
try to
me.
get me to. They try to get me to take the steroids too. They're like, "Yo, Dan, we're all on these roids, bro. We're all lifting these big weights." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm injecting your asses with fucking steroids, you weirdos." Because they're too scared to do it themselves. By the way, they go, I'm too scared to put a needle into my ass, even though I'm injecting steroids into myself. But here, you do it. I'm like, all right, well, I'm your best friends, and we do some weird stuff. I'll inject some steroids into your ass.
Antonio,
And,
Yes.
yeah.
you rude motherfucker.
No, I told you I needed to go and pee. So go on. You were going to.
I'm telling steroid. No, Candy, go ahead. I'm done with my weird steroid story.
Go on. I heard about the gas station.
I don't. I'm not even sure what happened at the gas station.
Ah. So you have to recap.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't hear it either.
On 321 at the QT, I had Sharon and Jibby, and I don't even know who got flipped. All kind and Zulu, all of them in my ear, right? When I go to the register to pay for my coffee and my hot dog for breakfast. So they were like, "Tell them the Earth is flat. Tell them the Earth is flat. Tell them the Earth is flat. Tell them the Earth is flat." Hey, do you know the Earth is flat? And he was like every day. Straight up, that's what he said. Like every day.
Only on days that end in Y.
No, on Mondays it's potato shaped. On Tuesdays it's pancake, and then it goes back
pear-shaped every day.
Thursday.
Oh my god.
And if you're lucky on the weekend, a little D Earth.
Oh my god.
I had to resurrect the D Earth.
Every day.
Okay, so then that happened, right? So then when I was at work, I was cleaning this bathroom, right? Oh God, the cell phones dropped.
I saw.
Let me wait. Who doesn't want me to get this fucking story out? I don't know. Damn, man.
Candy,
I'll mute
you
myself.
think there's a secret information inside this ridiculous story you're telling? Please hurry up.
The story's important, Dan, so fuck you.
Oh my god. Candy. Candy.
sorry,
I so want to hang out with you. You're like right up the road from me. I'm telling you.
Anything that happens at a gas station.
Aaron and John, we live so fucking close. Like I passed both of them bitches' houses today and all this week. I was on the live stream. I'm like, "Yo, Karen, I'm passing your house right now. Yo, John, I'm passing up Spartanburg. I want to hang out."
You should all go and hang out at Karen's and sit there peacefully waiting for Bigfoot.
Don't say a bad word.
Okay. No, not Bigfoot. Just
she can't hear
have
you.
a smoke. Just chill.
See,
Karen's.
John and ODD have no clue what we're referring to as this Bigfoot thing. I don't think.
It doesn't matter.
Like when her, like how I was laughing so hard.
It doesn't matter.
No, but John, you and Karen are there, 20 miles away from each other or whatever. Dude, you're not hanging out together. You could be all taking one slot instead of 3. Look at you, selfish.
I know.
We
could
Didn't you learn reduce, reuse, recycle in school?
No. No.
We're gonna all go to Candy's house and sit on the black couch. Uh-oh.
So go on, Candy. You were saying, I'm muting myself. You were saying?
Okay. I don't know who dropped. I'm trying to figure out who dropped.
Dan. And he's back.
Oh, it's Dan. Oops. I noticed. Hey, Dan, I was so worried about you coming back.
Oh my god.
What? Good grief.
Okay. No. Okay, listen. Okay, so yesterday there was the gas station dude, right? So then I get to work and I'm working and I'm cleaning my fucking ass off like a slave. Oh, no money. All right. So then this dude walks in the bathroom with me and he's like, "Hey, I gotta do the plumbing in here. Can you move kind of in a nice way?"
Plumbing, all right.
Shut up, listen.
Man, I like where this is going.
You're about to love it. Listen to this, okay? So he was like, well, what's that on your shirt? I was wearing this. ODD. Okay, so and I was like, yeah, NASA lies, dude. Do you see my license plate out there? It says NASA lies. And he was like, no, I didn't see that. And I was like, well, now I'm telling you, like, NASA lies about everything. So I said, listen to this. And I unplugged my my speaker, my earbuds wire from my phone. And I was like, this phone is about to tell you about NASA lying. And I didn't even let them speak. Like, I gave them the whole curvature, I don't even know what I said now, but I gave him like 10 minutes. I shut the door behind me. I was like, I'm about to lock you in here and tell you about this flat earth thing.
This is in a bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Like, all right. How many facilities are there? Like one only in a sink, or like multiple? Is it a guy's bathroom?
Okay.
Girls'
So
bathroom?
it wasn't like that. I was just telling about the flat earth, okay? So I got done with that, right? Then today I get to work, right? So I get to work today, and I'm like, nothing happened all day. I go to lunch. I come back, and like people don't see my license plate there, not on purpose. So there's always back in. So today I didn't, though. When I came back from lunch, I like pulled my truck in, get out the car. The dude who I locked in the bathroom came walking towards me. He's like, hey, what was that stuff you were talking about yesterday? Like, what is that stuff you're into? And I'm like, the flat earth? And he was like, yeah, the flat earth. And he looks at his friend who's sitting on a trailer, like the little V thing that connects to the truck in front of you, And he's like, just sitting there looking. But he had his phone out. But I figured, everybody's always got their phone out. I didn't think he was doing anything. So he was like, yeah. And he looks at his friend, and his friend was like looking at me, and I was like, yeah, y'all don't know the earth is flat. Like, duh. I tried to explain it to you yesterday, and his friend that was sitting on the trailer was like, yo, somebody knows the truth. And I'm like, you're a flat earther? He's like, you're preaching to the choir. Just like that. And I'm like, yo, get on Political Hillbilly. Right now, I'm on his panel. Like, we're live, so you should just go subscribe to him.
Did they?
Yo, they're everywhere. We are everywhere, and we don't even know it.
No,
Do you understand that? Like, do you understand?
I'm well aware of
listen to me.
that we are everywhere.
We
are.
in the
If you build
hospital
it,
with my sons.
they will come. No, it's
But
not that.
that's
The
so
Mandela
cool.
effect.
That is such a cool story.
Yeah, that's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a similar one, nowhere near as good. Okay, I'm with my globe. Oh,
You know what he was doing with his phone?
taking a picture of you
No, I
and your
already
number
took the
plate.
picture of your license plate. It's on my Facebook.
Nice.
Cool. I'm talking with my Globling friends, okay? And we get a plumber, and he's come in to fix the heating. He's downstairs. I haven't seen him, but we're chatting. They're asking me about flat Earth. They always do. And he comes out. I forget what it was. Something to do with moon calc and time and dates, whatever. And the guy comes through, and we all go quiet when he comes through. And he kind of stops and looks at everyone. And I say, don't worry about it. Just these guys are just confused. And my one of the Globling friends turns to him and says, he thinks the Earth is flat. Right? And the plumber says, well, I have heard that there's no curvature in cancers.
Yeah.
And looks at me and just shrugs and walks out. And the guys are just left like, we've just been owned.
Yo,
By the plumber. So cool.
when I was telling
they thought that guy was going to rip on you.
Yeah, but instead he's like,
y'all should have seen his
Antonio,
face. He was like,
Jokerfish, remember Jokerfish from my Drunk News Network interview?
Yeah.
don't we all?
They're both like pretty much converted now. Like they're
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah. Of course, it doesn't take long.
They don't have ego problems. We talked about it afterwards.
Candy, Jokerfish has been hanging out on your Hangout pretty much for an hour.
I know he's on my Facebook. Like, he added me on Facebook. Joker.
Yeah, that Jokerfish
But I
dude.
didn't think
So
the other one
he said. Yeah, no, he said. Well, the other dude's going through a tough, a little rough time right now. He's talking with the Trailer Park Boys, and they just turned down a big interview that he had set up together, and so it's kind of he's feeling bummed out. He has a 3D printer and a guitar that he's been working on for 300 plus hours. Just broke on him, so it's like a lot of shit's been going down into the basement for him. So, but he's coming out of it.
Yeah.
Candy, you're a little bit robot-y. You're robot-y.
But yes, it does have a 3D printer. Yeah.
But Antonio, they said they want to have another talk,
nice.
And they said that I can bring any one of my friends on there, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll probably bring Antonio, but if anyone else wants to join, obviously, ODD, any of you kind, loving folks that want to represent with me, if you have good merit and good knowledge in you, well, come on. So they want to have a...
These guys are fun. You know, they're easy. You know, with the... I don't know if you've noticed, but from what I see, the majority of flat earthers that are bona fide, like legitimate, true flat earthers, they don't really have a problem with their ego, you know? And these guys are that kind of guy. They don't really have a problem with their ego. They're happy within themselves, being who they are, how they are. So they looked at the flat earth, they talked with us, and they're like, oh, well, we never thought of these things, you know? So, but they're nice guys. This is the thing. They're fun, you know, they're cool guys.
Yeah, Joker just told me yesterday. He said that Drunk News Network they were talking on live, and that flat Earth conversation came back up, and they started, and then the commenters, the people in the chat section, were going crazy, and so they were saying, we'll have him back on, have that guy back on for round 2, and so now they want to do Josh of the Drunk News Network, he said that he'd rather do a conspiracy show first before we get back into the flat Earth. And I'm like, oh, totally. I go, just let you know, I'm going to be bringing in the flat Earth every other sentence in the conspiracy show. But yeah, so I mean, he has more subscribers. He's got 1,300 something subscribers. Like that's, I mean, I only got like 850. So freaking, that's you know, that's awesome that he would bring me on, and now he's converting his fans and himself and his friends, and see, that's what it takes. That's why I went on that Spaced Out Radio, because maybe the same thing will happen with these 150,000 people.
Yeah. Hey, let me just say, Vincent dropped to let David in. David,
I was just going to say, we should talk to David. He finally got in the chat, and nobody's even talking to him yet.
Hi, guys. You're right.
Hi,
David. I was getting about 3 times, and it kept kicking me out all the time. I was trying for about half an hour. I was just about to go to bed, and then it let me in. So I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Dave Marsh. Been a flat earther since about November 2015. Done quite a few experiments. I did one called Power Zoom Across the Wash, where I viewed chroma from Skegs, which was at 41 miles. And I've recently done Moon Race, which I'm sure a few of you might have seen. And I'm just working on Moon Race 2 at the moment. And as I said, it was inconclusive if you've seen the video, whereas the moon was actually slowing down on the Capricorn line. Well, I think I've got the answer to that now, so I'll be showing that in the next video. I'm about halfway through it now, so it should be ready for early May. But it's on its way, so nice to go anyway.
Very cool. Well, you know, we found with the sun tracking, Cami and Bob Nodell, I don't know if you saw this, but they couldn't do the tracking on the day. So a couple of days later, they had a clear day. They did it then. This slowing down that you're describing, they had a period where the moon didn't get any shorter or any longer for 55 minutes. Whilst the sun moved across, but wasn't getting any closer or any further away for 55 minutes. So these things are things that, you know, if we're really going to look at the real world, we have to look at the real world and really see what it's presenting.
What I did notice, because what I did last time, you see, I did it just on Moonrise, the first experiment. On this one, I shot them all at the zenith, so I got the moon when it's at the closest to me. And what I did notice on the actual still shots, because I took some still shots from the video, when I actually looked at the radius size of the moon, it actually does shrink as it goes further away. So the one on the equator is slightly smaller than the one on the Cancer line, and the one on the Capricorn line is a way smaller than the other two. Like, so it is actually diminishing as it gets further away, even though there's the full 60 times zoom from the exact same position on the backyard. So it is actually diminishing, but you can't actually notice it unless you put them side by side. So that's interesting.
That has to be really difficult for globins. Say again, Candy.
Y'all just brought up a real sensitive subject to me.
What's that? The moon?
Time zones.
What?
What about time zones?
Oh, time zones. Yeah, dude. I don't know if you saw, I put a short video up today.
I did. I saw that.
Yeah. But what you're saying, David, that's got to be very difficult for the globins to explain. You know?
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult.
You have to, yeah. But we see, you know, when you present them with something that the real world presents, they don't let it through their filter. You know, their cognitive dissonance, it won't hear it. It will say, you must have done an error with your Zoom, or they'll look for the Scrabble for excuses, you know, to excuse it. It doesn't fit with them.
During research, I did a little bit on the heliocentric model and astronomers through time. It's about a 5-minute section before it. And one of the things I've come to understand now is that once Herschel put the sun into motion, with it being elliptical orbits as well, and you need two foci for an elliptical orbit. Once you set that sun in motion, you see, there's only one foci now, so it can't be elliptical orbits. And anyway, if the sun was in motion, what you'll get is cylindrical orbits as well. So that's something else what I put in the video too, and also. But I don't know if you see my last post on Facebook where a guy was questioning one of my posts, and I basically put that to him about the elliptical orbits and not only having one foci, and his reply were "fuck off, retard." Sorry about my language.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what we're familiar with.
It's not your language.
Yeah, if you look into third generation satellite bodies like the moon, so you know you've got the moon orbiting the Earth, orbiting the sun, allegedly orbiting the galaxy. You know, especially since the moon is supposedly aligned to the ecliptic more or less, or like the path that the Earth orbits the sun in the heliocentric model. In order for that to work, you know, a lot of people think of it as like a stationary thing where it's an elliptical orbit. But if you put all that motion into animation, you get like really weird corkscrew patterns that are not at all like elliptical orbits. And it shows massive acceleration, deceleration that just isn't conducive to simple gravity in order for the moon, for example, to maintain a velocity that's relatively stable, compared to the Earth. It's like 2288 miles per hour or something, I think.
2,160, I think.
Yeah, whatever it is, but it's, you know, they claim that it's relatively consistent, and in order for that to be true, then it has to be constantly changing velocities, because at some points during the moon's orbit around the Earth, it's going east, you know, along with the path of the Earth along its orbit, and so it would have to literally beat out the Earth. You know, it would have to go much faster than the Earth to arrive out in front of the Earth, but then, you know, and that would be like the half moon phase to the east of the Earth, and then over the next 13 days or whatever, it would be going in the opposite direction as the Earth. So it would literally have to like decelerate and slow down in order to maintain that relatively consistent velocity. And it just simply doesn't work at all.
It totally undoes the centripetal and centrifugal motion. I
forgot to bring that up, Antonio, too. I forgot to bring up the fucking centrifugal and centripetal force last night. I was so pissed
But
off
wait,
about that.
just remember the rules. We're only allowed to talk about one motion at a time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, John, if the next time you bring this up or you discuss it with any kind of globe-minded person, point what you've just said, because I remember watching the video where you're drawing out the circuit that the moon must be doing, and I sat there drawing it out. It's slightly different to yours because you've got a small loop, but I've just got these spikes that point in. Okay, but it's like whoa. Acceleration and deceleration mean an imbalance between the centrifugal and the centripetal force, and it has to be balanced, or you have pulling away or pulling to, and it just doesn't play. It doesn't work. And if you point this out, because that's a mathematical, that has a mathematical breakdown to it. So you just say to them, dude, and if you try to work out the centrifugal versus centripetal force, you'll see that impossible. It's just not a possible thing for it to be going around the Earth in doing this motion, boom, this acceleration to keep up and slow down whilst the Earth goes by and then speed up to go around.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And when the half moon's in the east, it's really quite ridiculous because the Earth would be racing towards it at 67,000 miles an hour, and you would also have the theoretical tug of gravity between the two of them. I don't care what the velocity of the moon is; it's pretty low, relatively speaking, and compared to the velocity of the Earth, it's like how long does it take to go 240,000 miles at 66,000 miles an hour? Plus a gravitational pull that they claim is involved, and that gravitational pull is
56.6 miles an hour.
Plus, it's slowing down at that easternmost point. It's slowing down. So it's like, wait a second. If it's slowing down, then the imbalance between the centrifugal and the centripetal force has broken down. If it has slowed down, well, it's all to do with spin. If the spin has slowed, then the forces have altered, and now you have this Earth rushing towards it. It's just, when you look at it calmly and carefully, you see that it is just charlatanism. It's just words put together to give an illusion, and then you have the graphics, the images, which is why you always have the globe and you have things explained. So see, people in Australia, they're standing upright too, but their head is facing that way. But this is how all of these, the reason for the visuals is to try to coax an understanding of something that's false. If it's not false, you don't need the visuals. You can, like, I'll give you for instance, I grew up, I spent some time in the wilderness in Spain, in the mountains. We had wolves and wild boar. And we had explained to us with just words what a boar print looks like, what a track looks like, okay? So that we could go out and find them. So the first time that we saw one, it's like, oh, that's it. That's what was described. And it was described with just words, no drawings, nothing to convince us, just words. We then found them. Now we had an image from the real world. But these guys, they don't have any images from the real world. They have just made up images. So they have the words supported by made up images, whereas the real world has words, if you're expressing it to somebody else, and the real world presenting real world images, like the moon getting bigger and smaller from the north as it's coming to Cancer and as it's going away to Capricorn, and the reverse for people in the south.
Now, Dan, I will agree with you on one thing. NASA does forge pictures. They do he said that. He said that to me. This is so fucking funny. Like
every day.
Every day though. Every day though.
Did you ask him why he thought they might fake images?
Did I?
But
ask him?
Eddie, there's a Japanese satellite. Eddie, Joe Rogan.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, it's a Japanese. There's a Japanese satellite.
Eddie. I'm gonna meet Eddie Bravo soon, folks.
Cool. ODD. What do you think of
Punch him in the
Bravo's
nuts.
what did you think of Bravo's use of the words? I'm crazy, man. I'm just crazy.
Loved it.
It pisses me off.
And then
Like,
you uploaded that video, Antonio. The I'm crazy video. That was perfect.
why do you want to make
No,
yourself
that was
look
him
crazy?
submitting. You
No.
saw them railroading him like that.
Yes.
I
no,
can't
no,
believe he
wait,
didn't say something.
Wait. The
Well,
reason
he's not done. He's not done. He's not done. That's why he's gonna have more.
The reason he's saying I'm crazy
Yeah.
is because he's saying to them, this is what you're thinking in your head. You're thinking I'm not understanding these things because I'm crazy. So I'm going to own that by saying, hey, dude, I'm crazy. It's all right. I'm just looking at these things.
Totally.
I'm just looking. Yeah.
He shouldn't own that shit. You know why? Because he's not crazy. You know what he should be
But
saying?
this is the thing,
No,
but this-
I'm crazy.
But he made a video about 9/11 right afterwards. So
yeah.
podcast
Yeah, but this
about 9/11, breaking it down with the professor.
Yeah.
So this is
Alex Jones.
no. He wasn't
JRE, I think.
No, Eddie Bravo on his latest video on his channel.
Oh,
I
okay.
contacted him. I did. I tried, but he didn't answer me, of course.
You got to tell him that you're crazy.
I could see him getting on Glowbusters. I could see Eddie Bravo on Glowbusters soon.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
So
I
can I.
even told Bob that last week. For sure.
We definitely have him on if he'd want to come on. I don't know how to invite him.
I'll send you his information.
I think it'll just happen when it does, you know.
But what did you guys think of his use of the clause? And it's a freaking genius clause, guys.
Yep.
I'm crazy.
Oh, I loved it. Like I said, and then you uploaded the John Trudell video. And guys, listen, like John Trudell said, guys, I'm crazy, okay? He's got that nervous laugh. It's like it's okay. I'm getting worked up now, and it's like, but here's the thing. Let me finish my point here. Is that he has many more levels, and he hinted at that at the end when he goes, Can I say the thing that's going to make this flat Earth go looks like nothing?
That's good
and
stuff.
so he has more, and he's just garnering more views. It's smart, and I love it.
Well, you know, the thing is when you first realize that the Earth is flat, it's something that's really, really exciting, and you want to share it with people. But the problem is people tend to forget the process that it took for me. It took me about a week of like really intense sort of introspection and study and experiment. Yeah, exactly.
Not debating people though. That's the key,
Right.
man.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're fine. But it's not like an overnight or instant process. And so we tend to forget that just because we understand something and we're excited about it, it's going to be really difficult or actually impossible to convince somebody otherwise. I mean, I've said this a million times, but it's up to each individual person to decide to actually look at this logically and skeptically. And I'm talking about both the heliocentric model and the flat Earth model. Because frankly, you know, if you're talking Occam's razor, all of the evidence disfavors a spinning spherical Earth in motion and points to a flat, more or less, you know, stationary Earth in no motion whatsoever. So
I mean, the globe has its
yeah.
points. It's just that it's lacking in some areas. You know.
ODD was. You were talking about this in one of your recent ones, were you not?
Yeah.
About how you can't just make people understand it. You have to take it easy.
No, you
well,
can't.
I try to tell people all the time that you can't teach somebody that the Earth is flat. They're really going to have to come to the understanding on their own.
Mm-hmm.
I said that to the guy, the radio host last night. He was like, Dan, I want to believe what you're saying, and I go, well, I don't need you to believe. I don't need you to believe me. And I don't want you to. I don't care if you believe me. All I want you to do is question and investigate on your own. Actually, you can lead a horse to knowledge, or you can lead a horse to water that you can't make him drink. You can lead a human to knowledge, but you can't make him think. So like it's your job to do the investigation on your own. I can't fucking hold your hand along the process. You have to do it
You know
yourself.
what's happened? You know what's happened, Dan, okay? With the language that we use, the way we use language, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this, okay? But if you watch films or television from 50 years ago, the vocabulary they use is much wider. They have a much more advanced use of language 50 years ago. Okay, now we don't.
What the hell
now,
you talking about, bitch? No, I'm kidding.
But now we don't. Now our language is being stripped down. Okay, so the words we have available to us to express unfamiliar concepts is really narrow. So we do a lot of saying like, because we have to. We don't have those words. So when you look at people using the word belief, the word belief, we have to think of this. The word belief is specifically a spiritual word. It's the only area in which it can possibly exist and has validity is to do with the spirit. Okay?
Yeah.
It is.
You know, Antonio, even in the 50s was what you were talking about. You know, we were freaking more intelligent.
Yeah, so even back then, 50,
you're coming
50,
in
60
way
years
hot.
ago. Yeah, so when we use the word, when we hear people using the word belief, and it's all over the place, it's like, dude, no, you know or you don't know, you think or you don't think. It's not a case that you believe or you don't believe.
Or you know. Those are three. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the belief is supposed to be for those things about which we cannot actually have any access to knowledge, to empirical evidence. For instance, we can't really have access to knowing what it would be like when we've died. We don't until we die, then we will. So anything that we think about that has to be belief because we don't have access to knowledge about it. Everything else we do have access to knowledge of, and when we don't have access to knowledge of it, not because of like dimensional things like death, but because of remoteness, then it's a case of not being able to. So you can't arrive at a conclusion. But you know, to believe or disbelieve in things, it's just this is the thing. Unless it's specific to the things that fall within the remit of spirituality, the word belief is being used wrong. Imagine if the word logic was used just wantonly. You know, people would say like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, if like, I'm trying to think of an example right now. Yeah, if somebody said, do you want a cup of tea? And I said, logically. Well, no, I've got nothing to do with logic. What the hell are you talking about? You know? And we have people doing the same thing with belief.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
logically,
why is that
yes.
so funny?
I want a cup of tea. Absolutely. That's what logically means, yes.
Is Ace
Virtually, I do.
Ace say
Yeah,
something?
is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I was eating the
I
microphone.
like logically much better than virtually.
But you know,
Well, does it come with honey? If it doesn't come with honey, then I don't want it.
no, but you know what I mean, though. You know, if we think of the word belief and what it fits, where it's actually a warranted, justified word, a concept that is justified within us at all, it's very specific. It's a very narrow field, but we've had lots of words stripped, and we've had this narrow field spread out. So now, do you believe we went to the moon? Yes, I bet. Well, that's got nothing to do with spirituality, nothing to do with access to true or not true. We do have access to true or not true. So it's nothing to do with belief. You know?
Yeah, sort of like idiocracy or like an Orwellian culling of the language down into like its most basic and primitive forms. And yeah, we definitely see that sort of thing rolling out all over the place.
It's kind of like yes and no compared to I don't know and maybe.
Yes, just a different realm altogether. So when the guy was saying to you he doesn't believe they went to the moon, or he believes the images are, the photos are fake. I just wish that you'd said to him, why do you think that? Why do you think they're faking photos?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to believe if we went to the moon. You either know or you don't. Like, there should be no belief or I think involved in that.
I was the last 2 cashiers I talked to. I go, hey, have you ever heard of this? This is a touchy subject. Do you want to hear it though? And he's like, yeah. And I go, have you ever heard about the flat Earth? And he's like, nah, dude. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's legit and it's growing. It's like Rocky Balboa, man. It's getting strong now. And so I just got out of there. And I always talk to that guy, and so I just brought it up. And then the next cashier I went to, I talked to him. He was a Chaldean, the Iranians, I believe. I think so. So I'm talking with this Chaldean guy, and I'm a sweating and shit. Every time I go in there, I get a little sweaty. So there's a thick social crowd there. I can feel it. I'm an empathic person. I can feel everything. I'm like, oh boy. And I actually said that to him. I looked at it, I go, oh boy. And I go, woo. And I'm like, there's a lot on my mind right now. And he's like, what's on your mind? And I go, well, I'm going to be on a radio. I'm going to be on a radio station later, like talking to 100,000 people about a very subject. I'm like, you want to hear it? And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, geocentrism. Geocentrism. Did you ever hear that? And he goes, oh. And he's like, and I was like, whoa. I go, what is that? I go, what does oh mean? Like, I go, like, you like shrunk up right there. And I've never heard of it. And I'm like, oh, that's weird because you had a strange reaction. But that was, and I just went, I left immediately, but I thought that was pretty strange.
Maybe he wasn't smart enough to know what that word even meant.
Well, no, really, that's the signature of total indoctrination. And, you know, we've all been through it. But when you're totally indoctrinated with propaganda, if somebody presents even an idea that's outside of your belief system, you know, whether it's geocentricity or whatever, the knee-jerk sort of reaction, self-defense mechanism is going to be to assume that you're crazy and dismiss whatever it is that you're fixing to say. You know what I mean? That's sort of the knee-jerk reaction that's instilled to us through the federally mandated educational system and expanded upon by the mainstream media in the form of science fiction and, of course, lions or scientism, which is a direct offshoot of science fiction itself.
Lions.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you think of the things people get away with when they're using the word belief, I'm going back onto the whole word belief thing. People say, I believe I should have been born a woman. Like, well, if they didn't have that belief, if they couldn't use that word, if that was like the same as logic, yeah, they'd have to say, I think I should have been born a woman. Like, well, that's all right, carry on thinking what you want, but you're a dude. You know, but suddenly it's like belief, therefore deeper significance. This is why, I'm not kidding, guys, when I said that I went to a rabbi and I told him that I wanted to be made Jewish because I believed that I was a Jew born in a Gentile's body. I just thought it'd be cool to be Jewish, find out all the ins and outs, you know, from the inside, you know, be a Ben David or whatever. And he wouldn't have it. He said, write me a big essay explaining it. But this is what happens with when the words, the concepts behind the words are diluted. And with the guy that Dan just explained, he doesn't have access, like what the Morgile's saying. He doesn't have access to a wider scope. So they limit the dialogue.
Well, you know, the problem is there's a big, huge problem for the sort of mainstream narrative as of the last, I would say, 10 or 15 years. It's that they're used to, you know, for decades and decades, if you were going to get your information, it was going to be from, you know, the same handful of corporations that we have today, but there were more of them. But, you know, people got their information from mainstream publications, whether it was newspapers or television shows or movies or news. and it was all pretty well handled because it was disseminated by a really small handful of companies. Now we still have that today, but we also have the internet, which has changed things up quite a bit. Now, the thing is with the internet is it was developed by the U.S. military, and it was rolled out for the military decades before it was available to the public. And of course, they give credit to the civilian discovery of it to some guy, but really the military ultimately developed the technology to support the internet decades before it was rolled out. But the whole point of this is it really makes you wonder whether they saw this sort of thing coming, because it seems like Facebook is a really excellent tool for the CIA and the FBI and whatnot. YouTube has become a really excellent platform for free speech, and we're seeing sort of a culling of the good content creators on YouTube for several different reasons. It's sort of I don't know, it just seems like so much is happening at once because of that fact that the mainstream media is losing the battle where, they're used to having a captive audience of upwards of 60 or 70% of the population, when nowadays with, the alternative media, you've got, I would say probably half and half, where people are mostly getting their information from alternate sources other than, CNN, MSNBC, and whatnot. So,
well, if you look at the film Vaxxed, that was financed by Robert De Niro,
right?
Are you guys familiar with it?
Yes, yes.
So we would not have heard about that if it wasn't for the internet. We simply would not have heard anything about that. The way that it was shut down last minute, the whole pressure that was put on them, we wouldn't have heard a single thing. We wouldn't have known that the documentary had been made in the first place if it wasn't for the internet. So whilst it can be used as a monitoring tool really easily, and all our mobile phones and everything, yeah, for sure it can. But then there's the other side, which is now we know, for instance, that there is a documentary about vaccines and the Center for Disease Control defrauding the American government and all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's the cool thing about the internet is like, they use it as a tool against us, but it's also it's like a level playing field because we use it as our tool too. We can use it against them too.
Right.
And that's what we're all doing.
They're trying to take away more and more of our, the sort of independent voice, and
they're trying to, but they can't. If they can't shut down the internet because then they can't use it either.
They lose a huge market if they shut down the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they do then? Imagine if they shut down the internet, then your mobile phones go back to simply being a telephone system. Okay,
yeah,
no,
you know how much money they charge you for data and all that? I mean, God, they're making millions and millions of dollars on that shit.
Yeah. And there is the other side to it, the least dark side of the internet and the monitoring, which is they can monitor people and find that 3.2 million people want to buy the new iPhone. So they're going to manufacture 3.2 million of them, because they're not going to manufacture 5 million because they know only 3.2 will sell. So there you go, resource economy.
That's how they do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're definitely in a scramble because, you've got big advertisers that are that have been supporting YouTube and YouTube content creators directly for years, pulling out because of this whole fake news thing and whatnot. And, this whole fake news narrative, it's just a combination of things where you've got obvious fake news sites that put out disclaimers that it's mere satire, it's not to be taken seriously. But then you've also got other stuff that's labeled as fake news that's just merely going against the mainstream narrative. So like 9/11 was an inside job, that would be considered fake news, right? when
Mm-hmm.
pretty much everybody knows that to be true, or at least most people understand that the official narrative is just complete bull crap. You know, I went to New York a few years ago, and I was surprised like at how many people were wide awake in New York in terms of 9/11 being an inside job. It was you know, it was pretty astonishing to me, because it certainly was not like it is here in South Carolina, where maybe 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 people that you talk to are awake to that sort of thing.
Well, if you think of at the end of the day with these people, it's the bottom line, the profit. All these advertisers that have said, right, we're not going to advertise on all of these subversive, fake news, conspiracy theory guys. We're not going to advertise in any of their videos. After a couple of months, they're going to go, dude, our profits have dropped from all those people that were watching those videos. And then they say, right, let's look for a loophole where we can escape this contract that they've signed, because they will have signed some contract with Google or whomever. And they'll just say, like, we've outsourced our advertising. We're letting somebody else deal with our advertising. They're an arm's reach organization. They have free reign. It's they that are advertising through YouTube and Google our products. But, you know, sorry, you'll have to take it up with them, you know, because they will see a drop.
And, you know, with YouTube, it's like I see that they really funnel people into just the most ridiculous, sort of mindless bubblegum topics that have, you know, really no moral value or no intellectual value. It's just really mindless drivel. And that's the sort of thing that YouTube will sort of default funnel you into if you like go in, you know, not logged in with as your account, just sort of as an anonymous user, or set up a new user account and just sort of fiddle around with YouTube. It'll sort of funnel you into certain things that are just mindless, and these things get millions and millions of views just because of the way the algorithm's set up. Now, when you get into truth sites, like, you know, stuff talking about 9/11 being an inside job, or Sandy Hook being fake, or the Boston bombing being a total joke, or flat earth, then that sort of thing is, you know, it's sort of tucked away in corners to where you have to be seeking it out. And even then, there's pitfalls to where, you know, you're going to find really poor content, you know, like the Flat Earth Society is a sort of a glaring example. And it really is difficult for people to find the truth about this. And it really takes a person to have individual discernment and really not stop until they've looked at both models really skeptically and really intricately before making a decision on this. And quite frankly, most people are just not going to do that. Most people are going to go the way of Joe Rogan and claim that I don't know shit, and I'm going to go with what the scientists say, and you know, that's that. The cop out.
John, do you really think? I'm not convinced that Joe Rogan is buying his own bullshit. And I'm going by the look on his face, okay, when he's talking to Bravo. I hope there's no children listening. He looks like shit, okay? Yeah. Like, I know Joe Rogan, okay?
Like he's thinking about something.
He looks stressed. He looks beat down. He looks like shit. He looks like shit. He's supposed to be a healthy guy, you know? It's like, what is he doing looking like shit, trying to quash somebody who's bringing up subjects that he would have been the guy to bring up in the past, you know?
Am I the only one that noticed him say, Eddie, what you're thinking about, it's dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
Almost like a, what is that? Is that a threat almost, or is that like a, hey?
It's the new line. It's a new line. If they're gonna try and quash it like legally, it's gonna be through some of the pre-existing laws, you know? So subversive, you know, if they say you're anti-state, you're anti-government, flat earthers, you know, those leaflets that the police get to carry around with them, you know, anybody bringing up the Constitution in the US is a possible terrorist. All of those little bullet point flyers that the police get, in those lists, at one point, there'll be flat earthers. But it doesn't matter. It's that if we think now, go back 10 years and look at how many people were aware of 9/11 and look at now, So, John, in New York, the vast majority of the people, and it's going to be the same across the board with flat Earth. It's just going to be a little bit longer. You know, if we look at 9/11, which was there in everybody's face, very convincing, very programmed, injected into our consciousness, we have instead the flat Earth, which is quiet and surreptitious and mellow and no fanfare, no bullets, nothing, just very slowly. And people are going, dude, the Earth is freaking flat. It's going to continue. Right. And I think it's good that it's slow, because if it was fast, if it was overnight, who knows what would happen.
Well, what I would say, you know, I'm sorry, but with like Joe Rogan, he 100% has sponsors that are probably paying him pretty well. You know, he's got millions of listeners on the podcast. He's got a big audience, a big following. You know, he's got a good sense of humor. I like Joe Rogan. I've been a listener of his show for a long time. And yeah, Eric Dubé recently put out a video where he's juxtaposing what Joe Rogan said at one point about the moon landings, calling them total crap, saying there's no way that they went to the moon, and then you know, a little bit later then they absolutely went to the moon, and you're crazy if you think they didn't. So something changed, and I don't think it was a conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson. What I think happened was his agent sat him down in a dark room and told him, listen, if you start talking about flat Earth, your sponsors are going to pull out and you're going to be broke. And I'm not, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm a judge of Joe Rogan's moral character, but I would just be willing to bet that he would shut up about flat Earth and keep his sponsors. And that makes more sense to me than him being some sort of a gatekeeper in any other sense that he's trying to maintain his, you know, because he's got a pretty good thing going and he doesn't want to ruin that. And we know what happens to celebrities when they go rogue, no pun intended, is they get blackballed by the media. You know, they'll say that they're on crack.
Or they get Joe Rogan, or no, what was that bitch's name that said Michael Obama before she went into surgery? Forget her name.
Oh, Joan Rivers.
Yeah,
Joan Rivers, where she was saying, she said everybody knows she's a trans.
You had Martin Lawrence running around half naked with a gun saying that they were trying to kill him, and you had
the guy who's married to Kim Kardashian, the rapper.
Goodness gracious.
Kanye West.
No, not Kanye West. It was the guy before who actually died. What was his name? Crap, I can't think of it. I'll think of it when I'm not. Go ahead. Sorry, Antonio.
Are you talking about Tupac Shakur?
I didn't mean
Tupac.
No, he was a guy that was either he was a basketball player or a rapper. I can't remember, but he was dating one of the Kardashian sisters, and he basically
Basketball player?
Basketball player. Yeah, he basically came out and said he was going to expose them for whatever they were doing, and he wound up dead.
And then you've got the guy, the rapper, the guy who in the concert on this suspended platform started talking about Trump.
Kanye West.
He did that in Sacramento.
Yeah, so what happened to that dude? You know, gets put in a psychiatric ward or whatever. All they have to do to Joe Rogan is say, "Hey,
put him on Ellen."
Well, all they have to do with Joe Rogan is say to him, "Dude, you remember Bill Cooper? That's it. That's all they have to do."
When Joe changed his tune was right when he took a network sponsorship, right? Right
Exactly.
when he took a network job. So I mean,
one.
right? Oh, what channel was he on before that?
He was doing the Fear Factor on Fox.
That's right.
Or something.
I remember Fear Factor.
Was that on Comedy Central or something?
But remember when he used to talk about DMT all the time and all that shit? Way before.
Yeah.
This new one. What was that? Just himself, kind of like what we're doing?
I think it was his podcast.
Yeah, it was his podcast.
Wow.
Yeah,
he got famous from just a personal podcast, huh?
Yeah.
Well, but then
he was already doing the Fear Factor.
He's done a lot of skits on TV shows.
Yeah.
And plus he's also in the Ultimate Fighting and all that stuff too.
Yeah, he's the spokesperson for Ultimate Fighting.
Yeah. He's in a lot of stuff.
He's like Dana White's bitch boy.
By the way, the guy that I was referring to earlier was Lamar Odom.
Yeah, the basketball player.
Yeah, the basketball player.
Wait, he's
Sorry.
dead?
Lamar Odom.
Yeah,
So-
he died. It was right after he was about to go public with some kind of dirt on the Kardashians, and yeah, he
Shit.
wound up dead.
Did they make it seem like he died in a brothel, like a whorehouse or something?
Yeah,
Overdose?
it was yeah, I think he was found in a hotel room that he had already checked out of. It was really weird circumstances.
It was like autoerotic asphyxiation. I know they like to use that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he was OD'd, but you see these ODs that are so suspicious. Like, what was the other guy that OD'd? Well, not recently, but Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like, they literally, it was almost like something out of a Dave Chappelle joke, literally, where they sprinkled 50 bags of heroin on him and like literally had the needle stuck in his arm.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? It's like it's just such an obvious thing, like, as a setup. But in terms of Lamar Odom, if you start looking into the Kardashians, there is some bizarre history, and they appear to be connected with these, Illuminati bloodlines that are into satanic ritual abuse and all that crazy stuff. And so it seems like he was getting ready to come out with that sort of, stuff, and he wound up dead. So.
Yeah. What did Hoffman
And
do?
now we're talking about it.
What did Hoffman do to warrant being set up for a suicide like that, or a accidental drug death? Does anybody know?
Wait, who are you talking about again?
Hoffman, the actor.
Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I know that the people they arrested 3 people like a day or 2 after he was found dead, but I don't know. It just seems like if you were going to murder somebody, and I know this is sort of thinking outside the box here a little bit, but I mean, it does make sense to overdose them. And like a lot of times the police will just say, oh, they're a druggie, they overdose, case closed. But the fact that they literally found it was something like either 50 or 500 bags of heroin, like literally laying on him with a needle in his arm.
Oh, somebody doesn't want us to hear. You broke up then, John.
That was nuts.
That's it. We've been intercepted. John, you totally broke up then.
That's the ultimate truth they don't want to get out.
That was the Mandela effect. In action.
Yeah, now it's 50 bags of cocaine, not heroin.
Hey, Issa was saying in chat, Lamar Odom is still alive, and I searched it, and he is. So Lamar Odom is still alive, you guys.
Wow.
I didn't follow that story, so I can't say either way what happened, but
well, I remember
just so
they
you know.
publicized his death. That's for sure.
Well,
Is
if you
Candy
go,
not in this call right now?
no, she dropped. She dropped. She'll probably be back.
Lamar Odom dying. Khloe, I'm just reading an article from In Touch Weekly. Khloe Kardashian's family prepared a statement following his relapse. Blah blah blah.
Well, maybe that's not the right guy then.
Well, hold on. I'm just reading the thing here.
Yeah, Lamar Scrotum.
Oh,
He's
it
the right
says
guy.
it says found unconscious in a Las Vegas brothel in October after a near fatal drug overdose and fell back into his old habits of substance abuse. But ODD, I'm like 100% positive, like you said, that he was dead. Like they confirmed him being dead there.
They did, yeah, they did.
They totally did.
Wait, and you just said Mandela effect before we discovered this little thing.
Yeah, I was talking about
See, now it's saying here that Khloe let it slip that her family had prepared a statement to be released if Lamar dies. A source exclusively revealed. She thinks it's only a matter of time until he has a fatal overdose, and she told his ex-wife and baby mama, Liza Morales, that she needs to prepare herself to do that as well. See, this is really weird because I mean, unless it was just totally fake news all the way, they found him overdosed and he had been dead for like 12 hours in a hotel room.
Well, they do sometimes release these celebrity death, surfing, snow surfing. snowboarding. I mean, you know, this person died in a snowboarding accident. They do from time to time release these totally made up things, but there is also.
So, you know, well, here's the other thing too. I mean, I guess if he lived, he's obviously not talking about the Kardashians, because he did a couple of rants and put them on YouTube. You can probably find them, where he was basically saying that he was going to expose them for everything, and then next thing you know, he's found OD'd. As far as I know, like, he was totally pronounced as dead, according to even like mainstream media, not just like, you know, fake news sites, but whatever. So the guy lived, but he's still not talking, whatever the case. So I'd love to hear him.
Yeah, well, there's also the really weird thing with this whole Mandela effect. Like, you know, there's those lists of things, like, okay, a whole bunch of them that some people might not be familiar with, but then there are things in people's own lives that they notice that other people haven't. Like, I tell you what, I watched the Batman film with Bane, you know, Tom Hardy playing Bane, years before it was released. I downloaded it on uTorrent, and I'm talking years and years.
Hey, real quick, hold that thought. Years and years. There's a lot of people. There's 100 people watching. Let's just poll everybody and see who remembers Lamar Odom dying and who remembers him not dying.